I'm Jake Sanderson.
I'm Tim Stützle, and you're listening to the Locked On Senators podcast.
Your Locked On Senators, your daily podcast on the Ottawa Senators. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Still waiting to hear back from Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, Cale Makar, Nathan MacKinnon to get some new blood in the intro music. All due respect to our favorite lottery boys, Tim Stützle and Jake Sanderson, but we have taken our Sens hats and put them neatly on a shelf for the next 2 weeks. 2 weeks of the day, by the way, till the Sens are back taking on the Detroit Red Wings, but it's all Canada all the time, and we are so fired up to be here for a live stream to take you through the entirety of today's game against Team Czechia. We got some special guests that will join throughout. I'm Ross Levitan, alongside Jack Richardson. Jack, does it feel weird-er to be watching a Team Canada game on a stream or to have a little company right from the start?
Yeah, man, I'm happy about this. I don't have to kind of host and drive the bus. You're the pro. You're in here. I'm feeling a little weird, Ross, because it's daytime and we're watching a hockey game here at 10:30 in the morning. But man, 12-year wait for this kind of hockey for Canada to put this kind of team on the ice. I'm stoked. Like you said, Sens fans at heart, that comes first. But in times like this, we put away the Sens colors and put on the red and white. I'm so pumped up to watch this team, talk about this team. It'll be a fun stream, man. Long time coming.
And I'm just pulling up on my phone right now. The last time that there was full-on best, and by full-on, I mean more than just four nations facing off, it was back in 2016, and I had actually just moved to Toronto that September to go to school. So I had met Pillzy like a day before, and we made sure that it was like a good bonding experience to start school. Nobody knew each other, that we would go and we'd grab the scalper tickets 10 minutes before the game. And we were lucky enough to get to a number of those games at the World Cup of Hockey. And the level of play is just so astounding when you get these best on best tournaments. Pillsy and I were lucky enough to be at that game. You remember it. Team North America against Team Sweden, that overtime where it was breakaway for the Sedins, sick outlet from Carlson, and then Nathan MacKinnon came down and just deked the wheels off of Henrik Lundqvist. It was just unreal. So now to think it's been 10 years since we've had all of the great hockey nations facing off, it's going to be a complete blast. We appreciate everybody who's tuning in, whether you're at work. We'll get a roll call going once the game starts, but we're going to be really fired up. And Greg, yeah, this will be the same as the other watch parties. If you've noticed, the Olympics are very, very strict when it comes to what you can show and what you can't. Frig, how much money is the NHL paying the players who are on the ice? And they're not even allowed to post videos of the goals. That's a story for another day, but this will be just like those watch-alongs. Once we get rolling, because Jack's on the old CBC gem, we're going to time it up so that when the puck drops, you'll know it, and we will be rocking and rolling. Blinky's watching from Barbados. Hilarious. My parents are in Barbados right now, so say hi if you see them. If I know my mom, she's got some Team Canada gear on today. That would be shocking if she didn't. Pillsy's actually in Cancun right now, and he's going to jump on poolside a little bit later. So we'll have some FOMO from him getting his tan on. But Jack, why don't we start with the lineups? And you talk about how different it is doing this during the day. How different is it that we just changed our classic lineup graphic for the Ottawa Senators? And I was like, man, feels wrong deleting Stützle and Tkachuk and Cousins and Pinto from this. And then I was like, wait, I'm replacing Timmy with Connor McDavid. I'm replacing Dylan Cousins with Nathan MacKinnon. And I'm replacing Shane Pinto with his idol, Sidney Crosby. Strength down the middle for Team Canada. It's a tournament where we're going to see four lines rolled each and every game, especially in the preliminary round. So I'll give you the honors here. What lines are we watching for tonight for Team Canada?
I mean, I know that this is just an embarrassment of riches up front. This is going to be historically good for this team on forward. We got a taste of it at Four Nations, but I'm looking at the two of the new additions to this lineup from that tournament last year. Celebrini and Wilson flanking Connor McDavid, I think has the potential to be a perfect line. Tom Wilson, I know that people have made a big deal about, as I'm watching Team Canada take the ice here in their white jerseys, special moment in Italy. I'm looking at Tom Wilson because, Ross, he's a bruiser. He's there. People say he's a Tkachuk deterrent maybe. And I know we know all about Brady Tkachuk and Tom Wilson going at it over the years for the Caps and the Sens. Different being on this side of it. But alone, Wilson to me is a great addition to this team. He's leading the Caps in scoring, plays every situation. He'll be great on the penalty kill. I just think he's a perfect fit for McDavid. And I haven't even talked about the 19-year-old yet, Macklin Celebrini, man. I mean, you talk about the next wave of talent. A lot has been made about Crosby and McDavid and McKinnon, that kind of generation, right? Like he's not the best in the league anymore like he was in 2014 or 2010 for the Olympic team, but he's kind of mentoring these guys. Then you look to Celebrini on the wing with McDavid, a guy who's now the next generation of Canadian great talent. We've got more coming in McKenna, Verhoff, Schaefer, Bedard. Like, it's just kind of poetic the way this is all lining up, and I cannot wait to see the 19-year-old out there. I have him as my pick for the MVP of this team, which is a lot given the guys in this lineup, but I'm keying in on that top line. I think they're going to be a lot of fun.
Pretty interesting. The Team Canada has 4 first overall NHL draft picks, McDavid, McKinnon, Crosby, and Celebrini, but they left 3 at home in Schaefer, Bedard, and Owen Power.
Don't forget Alexis Lafreniere, Ross. We got a 4th one as well.
So 4 first overall picks left at home. And shout out for Lafreniere for being the buffer between it, because I was going to say it's verbal meme, the 3 soldiers with the 1 clown getting ready to go. And Owen Power had no chance of making this team. He's improved, but no chance of making this team. Lafreniere would be the same. However, you could make an argument this team would be better with 18-year-old defenseman Matthew Schaefer in the mix. And that's because the D-core lines up with Taves Makar. No surprise there. Also, no surprise, Josh Morrissey and Colton Parayko, the Central Division duo there. With the Winnipeg Jets, Josh Morrissey's got Dylan DeMello on his right. Similar in a sense to Parayko, that he's a very simple player, just move the puck and be steady. Parayko obviously brings a lot of size with that as well. And when he puts on the maple leaf, he gets a little meaner. I've never seen him play mean with the St. Louis Blues, but man, did he beat the wheels off of JT Miller at the start of that 4 Nations game. The forgotten fight, which funny enough was the biggest beatdown of all 3. Then you've got Thomas Harley on the 3rd pair with Drew Doughty. Doughty, one of the only other Olympians, well, along with Sidney Crosby, that has a gold medal in their back pocket already. Jordan Binnington starts in goal, and the puck is down. So I'm all charged up on the laptop. I will be rolling over to the old TV zone to be watching this game. While we get into it, here's how Team Czechia lines up for tonight. You want to go through these lines, Jack, while I get set up?
Sure, I will, yeah. So obviously that top line, which started the game here for Czechia, they just got underway. Hurdle, Pasternak, and Necas could be one of the best lines in the tournament. I don't think anyone would be surprised about that. Hurdle, maybe not a sexy name up the middle of the ice, but those 2 wingers are among the best in the league. Necas knows how to play with great players. David Pasternak's made Morgan Geekie into a potential 50-goal scorer in Boston. So that line is going to be a problem. The rest of the lineup is where Czechia kind of doesn't get as much love as they should, and I think it's fair because these are not guys who are going to move the needle necessarily. But man, I know that Ross thinks the same way. You watch teams like Slovakia and even Italy to an extent in the games yesterday. When these guys put on this jersey, it means something different, man. The national games matter to these players, which is why these guys are here and why it's such a big deal that Canada gets to suit up finally, best on best. McDavid making his debut. So a lot of these guys like Pasternak's played at the World Championships. It's a huge deal. And then obviously on the back end, Hronek and Gudas are their main guys. Those are their best defensemen, obviously. And that's pretty good to have. I mean, I like Gudas' game a lot. He's a mean defenseman. And I think that's a decent lineup. Lucas Dostal in net, the Ducks goalie as well. I think he's having an okay season, but one of those guys who could steal a game absolutely for the Czechs. And we know the history with Team Czechia, Ross. The beatdown, basically, they've put on Team Canada at the World Juniors 3 years in a row, knocking them out of the tournament. This game matters on a national level more than I think you would have thought if I asked you 3 years ago, how do you feel about Czechia opening the Olympics against Canada? And I just watched Jordan Binnington make a nice save there on a bit of a chance for Czechia, so that's a good sign. But I don't think that this team's going to wow you with their depth. But again, that top line can do some damage. So Canada's going to have to be aware when they're on the ice at all times for sure. McKinnon just threw a nice little reverse hit there. That's what I got on my replay. And I look, Ross, it seems like you're kind of lined up here. Do you want to
I'm
get
just
synced?
I just turned it on right now.
Okay. I'm gonna throw up a little score bug maybe too. If that's
look at you. Here we go. We're dialed. Boom.
We are ready.
And we will go minimalize it and go rock and roll. So what's your timing at right now?
I actually don't have a scoreboard on the screen right now. I don't know where it is. Okay, there we go. I'm at 18:20.
My controller doesn't want to work. That's pretty sweet.
I saw Celebrini get a good look, actually. Oh, Czechia just took a penalty, too.
Okay, I need to...
We got to get synced for this power play, because I'm excited to see this.
I'm watching Aucune émission n'est prévue pour le moment. It's on... like, the volume button works. Everything but the guide button works, apparently. So we're going to have to figure this out here.
I've got 17:55. Once you have it up, we'll...
yeah, well, I'm going to need a play-by-play of this power play.
I will, yeah. So it looked like Sedlak is going off here. Obviously not a...
So it took Canada, 10 seconds to score on the power play, their first one at Four Nations?
Oh, so. McDavid laid a huge hit on him. Wow. Dude, Connor McDavid, and then he drew the penalty on the same guy.
Wow.
I think Connor McDavid's going to be an absolute force this tournament, man. All right, so here we go. McDavid in for the face-off. Reinhart, Crosby, Makar, and McKinnon. This is a historic power play. And Crosby lost the draw. So they won't score 10 seconds.
What?
They won't get that set up yet. Goalie setup wise, Ross, Jordan Binnington looks awesome.
Yep, I pulled it up on my laptop here in the meantime. I'm at 17:41.
Okay, we're right. We're synced then. That's good. I'm right at the same.
Perfect.
Here's McDavid. Look at him go. Oh,
so nasty.
The net's off. They're gonna blow that dead. That's lucky.
Often you see goalies just try to put it on when you're shorthanded going up against Canada. I kind of understand Doe's style there, just saying, you know what, let's get a quick whistle here and go from there.
Yeah.
You know what? If we're synced up this way, I'll just go NHL style, right? Because oftentimes Sens games, the regional broadcasts, I got to watch on Sportsnet's app.
Sure.
So I can do it right through my PS, my PlayStation.
Gudis just got it out. Oh, no, never mind. McKinnon kept it in.
Okay. You pause it for 2 seconds.
Okay.
I just got the pass to Crosby, spinning down low, going downhill.
Nice save. Okay.
Good save.
All right. We're synced up. So 17-13.
I should say this right off the bat, and obviously we want to blow out, but don't expect it. If those games yesterday taught us anything, the pride of playing this tournament's not something that can go unnoticed. But beyond that, Lucas Dostal is a hell of a goalie.
He is, man. And I was saying that when I was going through Czechia's lineup, like not household names, but it means something putting on this jersey for everyone who's from this country and anyone. You know, we know it more than other fan bases too. With Brady Tkachuk, he's talked a lot about it with the U.S., how much that means to him, and it means everything for all these guys. So not a ton doing on this power play, though.
No, they're still getting rolling.
Yeah, but they're keeping the top dogs out there. Look at McDavid.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. McKinnon. I mean, this is...
you can tell they're comfortable. I mean, I'm not expecting it to be 5-0 in the first period. So, like, just feel it out, right? It's not...
This is all you could ask for, really, as a start. Like, they've had looks, top guys touching the puck, getting involved. That's all you want for this kind of tournament.
And Sid being net front is so awesome. So I'm at the face-off right now at 16:30. Let me know when the puck drops, and I'll start it out because I was a little ahead on this stream.
Okay, so you got your...
They just dropped the puck. Like I got it paused at 16:30.
Okay, sorry. I'm puck just dropped for me. I was a little distracted there. My bad.
Nice way to go.
I'll pause it. I got Theodore on top.
Next whistle, I'll move ahead. We'll try it again here. Yeah, Theodore to Celebrini, one-timer wide.
Bit different today, folks, with the lining it up because we're not on the same.
The Sens games are nice and easy.
Oh yeah, we know where to find them. We had to find where this game was and everything. Marner with no entry. Look at Celebrini.
Yeah, it's a tough entry though. So coming out of the power play, it's Celebrini taking Crosby's spot between Stone and Marner.
Yeah, I guess that's power play, I think.
Oh, it's still the unit out?
Yeah,
I figured because Sid played most of the power play, they're just coming back with this after. So
Which
Stone is on the power play then.
I guess so, yeah. They're going to, and that's a miss by me because I thought they were going to go, the PK guys keep them, but I think Marner's going to kill penalties too.
Yeah. Apparently it's Marner and Stone, so they don't have a center on that one. So they're not going to be, well, I mean, Marner's played some center this year, so it's not the end of the world, but those are two of the best PK guys in the league, which is crazy to say because they're also two of the best offensive guys.
Yeah, I think we're going to like Mitch Marner a lot in this tournament. I got to be honest. Like, I know he's not our type of player. Like, I'm there too. He's not a guy I'd want necessarily in the trenches kind of thing, but he does a lot for every team he's on. And now he's not a Leaf. I think we can kind of admit that openly. I can. I
missed watching Mark Stone go around with his stick perpendicular to the ice and then all of a sudden just grabbing it.
Okay, I've got
whistle just went for me.
I'll pause at the face-off and I'll let you know, and let me know when the puck's down. That's my bad.
Yeah. Well, I can just fast forward a little bit too. So I've got Pasta, or they just chipped it in from neutral zone.
Okay. I'm watching Sam Bennett go in for the face-off here. Here comes Tomasek. Chipped it in. Okay, we're live. All right.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, we did it.
Oh, I just pressed the wrong button. I'm such a loser. I put it down and my the trigger on my controller hit the wrong spot.
So we need to sync up again?
Yeah, of course. Hey, you know what? We're like Team Canada right now. First game of the tournament. You got to be able to get everything together. By the way, we do have some Olympic trivia a little bit later on. Julian McKenzie's going to jump on for a bit as well. So we're fired up. We'll make this. The game's entertaining enough, but okay. So whistle just went. So I think I'm ahead of you now.
You are, yeah. I'm seeing Hagel with it.
We'll do the face off here, boys.
Hagel and Bennett just crashed into the style, and there's a whistle. Okay. 14:06. We'll do face off. All right. I'll let you know when the puck's dropping.
Oh yeah.
We'll play. We got.
I will. I'm ahead of you. I'm ahead of you, fella.
You'll press play. You'll press. Yeah. We've gone back and forth here.
The white jerseys look phenomenal.
They look great. They look awesome. How about Mike Johnson and Chris Cuthbert little crossover as well? Yeah,
I know. I missed the face off. Sick. Another whistle though. A slow start. All around.
Okay, I'll let you know when I'm at the next. There's the icing.
How much ice time are we gonna call? Let's get the chat involved here. Dominic Kubalik ice time in this game.
Sends legend. Okay, let me know when you're at the face off, Ross?
Face off is dropped. The ref fooled me.
Can you pause it right when the puck gets dropped?
Yeah.
Okay.
He does do one pump fake.
Okay. All right, there's the pump fake. Puck down. Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, we're live.
I need to turn this controller right off so I don't get bamboozled again.
And for folks who might be new and wondering why we're doing that, it's just so that if we react, we're kind of in sync and we don't, spoil anything for the other person.
What happened? Exactly.
Yeah. Like, and when it's down to the second, it does matter.
For sure.
Throughout these, we're getting some. There's Marner losing a battle a little bit.
One X factor I'm going to be watching for this tournament because I feel like lots being made and rightfully so when you look at Team USA's defense. I think a lot of people are forgetting that Josh Morrissey had a Norris level season last year.
No, he's a great defenseman. I don't think their blue line's terrible. It's just not as good as the States with the Stars, but I don't hate it. I really don't.
But I'm hearing a lot of experts be like the gap between Makar and the next defenseman is astronomical. Like Josh Morrissey is a heck of a player, man.
I think Shea Theodore is a great player. He got hurt in the Four Nations. That's why Harley played. I think Harley's a good player. Like they've got good guys. I think the mix is nice. And Drew Doughty isn't what he was, but we talked about putting on the jersey, what that does for you.
Oh, I mean, for sure.
Doughty's the Kings aren't winning a cup. So this is another legacy push for him, I'd say,
Yeah.
Hopefully it stays lined up in the commercial breaks. I'm sure it will.
Yeah, it better.
We'll be all right. But that's a fun start, man. It's fast hockey. That's fast hockey. Watching all those guys out there together. What'd you think of the power play? What you caught?
Yeah, it was okay. Like a feeling out process. We see it in the NHL too, where it's like if you get a power play early in a game, it can either be great or it can be like, we don't have a feel for it yet. So I'm not, I'm not worried, but I am. You're obviously hoping for a little bit more. Look at Tom Wilson patrolling the red line during warm-ups.
Yeah, like that's.
Yeah, sick reverse hit by McKinnon. Oh, and yeah, McDavid throwing the body. Yeah,
That was
that's
a
the first
huge
time
hit.
I'm catching that. That's great. I wonder, McDavid's obviously got the aura about of himself. Like, do you think that still stands for a guy like him where you play a little bit bigger when you got Tom Wilson?
For sure. 100%.
Yeah, even if you're Connor McDavid?
100%. And I think for Celebrini as well, like not only are you playing with the best player in the world, you're also playing with a tough guy like Tom Wilson. And I was saying it before there, Ross, when I was talking about this line, like Wilson's not there to fight. Like he's a great player. I think he's on this team for merit, not just what he does physically, but he'll definitely be a physical factor, I think, in this Olympics for sure.
Yeah.
And here's top line against top line kind of. But the thing with Canada, man, like any of those three top lines, face-off's tough.
But we're on the same.
Yeah.
Even after the commercial. Yeah.
Got Pasternak in the corner here.
Yeah.
It's good work by Morrissey.
Kind of crazy though. Like what, Canada has 4 NHL captains?
Yeah, like that's the thing. It was any of those three lines.
Is it 4 though?
It's Stone, McDavid, Crosby is 3.
I think there's one more. Just pulling up the lineup here. It might.
Is it just 3? I mean, Celebrini will be probably.
Yeah, for sure. But right now, Suzuki,
that's right. I think
4.
I said this to you the other day. I think Nick Suzuki's going to be another
dude. Czech has 2.
They do.
Radko Gudas.
Yep.
David Pasternak.
Is Pasta the captain? Did they name? I don't think they named him.
Did they not?
I don't think they have a captain in Boston.
I
might be wrong on that.
No, I think you're right.
Because they traded Marchand like last
year. I thought they named one in the summer.
If you count Brad Marchand, we have
let us know in the chat.
5 in Canada.
No, he's got an A. That's outrageous. He needs to be the captain there. What are they waiting for McAvoy?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, you can make the argument for either one. I feel like, but Pasternak's so good. Oh, look at McKinnon, Suzuki.
Yeah, good shot.
Not really though. Like right in the grass.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
What I like to call that, Ross, is the Richardson target. When I played, that's where I would aim right at that nice little logo on the goalie's chest.
Front middle.
Oh yeah. How about Pete DeBoer getting fired and he's like just all in on the Olympics this season? I love that.
Yeah.
No doubt. Like that bench is crazy.
That bench has a lot of wins.
Oh yeah. A lot of wins, a lot of cups.
So we're getting a hybrid of the lines they worked with because it was Hagel and Reinhart, right? With McKinnon. And before it was here
we go.
McKinnon downhill. Oh,
no goal.
God. No goal.
Oh,
what are we calling it?
For what?
That was so nasty.
You got a penalty. I think the officiating is going to be such a storyline at the Olympics, man.
Well, we need to start a counter of how many calls are made by the NHL ref and how many calls are made by the IHL ref.
That looks like a double IHL. I don't recognize that ref.
No, it is. At least we don't have. Do we have Eric Furlat ref in this game?
I don't think so.
I saw he's there though.
Yeah, he's reffing yesterday for sure. Nice play by Binnington.
Dude, backhand.
I think Binnington's going to be great. I think. What's
the penalty?
A trip?
Oh,
I guess in between
he does
legs,
can open him.
And I mean, it leads to a
Had
goal.
No impact on
you gotta
the play,
call that.
though.
Yeah. Oh, and here we go.
We'll get a shorty.
Bo Horvat, maybe? Good try. I think this Czech power play is going to be good with these top guys.
Yeah, it was definitely a penalty, though. He got his stick right between his legs.
Yeah, good call. But yeah, that line has been kind of a... They flopped those two around. Like it was before the first practice was McKinnon with Marchand and who was the other guy? I'm blanking on the other winger. Marchand and Reinhart. And then they switched it the other practice to Hagel and Suzuki. And I don't hate that because that's got a bit more skating, I think, for McKinnon, which I think you need. But the lines are going to go all over the place all tournament, I think. Like I spent all this time. Oh, that was close. It's close, man. I spent all this time talking about that top line with Celebrini and Wilson. I think if they don't do anything this game, they'll change that right away.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Who's 20? That's Harley, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Got to get used to some of the numbers here.
Dominic Kubalik out there on the PP.
Yeah, that's a Sens legend. 2 Sens legends in this game, Ross. We got Mark Stone and Dominic Kubalik.
Could have been 3. Flappy.
Yeah. One in the press box. It was a nice play by Makar. I also think there's been a lot of downplaying of how good Kel Makar is. Like that blue line is stacked because of him. Like it's an okay blue line, but with him on it, he's the best defenseman in the world. Yeah. I don't think he's having the best season of his career right now, but the Avs power play is not good. So I think he's not getting a lot of cookies because of that, but he's a top defenseman in the league. We saw it. He was awesome against Ottawa.
Yeah, it was.
Here's McDavid now. All right, back to even strength.
I will say this about Jordan Bennington. He's got swagger in the net.
I was going to say he looks sharp. He looks Wilson just took a huge run. Wow. That's fun, man.
Dude, one of my first time seeing Brady Tkachuk play for the Ottawa Senators, I'll never forget it. It was around Christmas his rookie year, and he and Tom Wilson were going they were going to get a puck. I don't know who was back checking in there, but it was those two going in full speed, and that collision was outrageous. They both fell, and Brady just gets up with the biggest smile on his face after. I was like, yeah, this guy's sick.
Remember when he fought Shea Weber? That's when I knew. I was like, yeah, this is a different
that
kind
all
of cat.
Canadian year, he fought Blake Wheeler and he fought Shea Weber.
I'd say Shea Weber's in a different class though.
For
than Blake
sure,
Wheeler.
but that was like 29-year-old Blake Wheeler, or maybe 31, but he wasn't like end of the road Wheeler who could barely skate.
No, the Jets were good that year too.
I'll be 2 seconds. I got to get a little prop.
All righty. All right, folks. Let's go through some comments. Let's go through the good Canadian people. Let's do a roll call right now. We'll probably do one later on, but where's everyone watching from today? Obviously, it's 11 a.m. Eastern right now, 11:01 Eastern. So on a Thursday, sorry, people are probably at work, which is fair. But no shame. Just let us know where you're watching from. You watching from the office? You listening in from the office? Or you watching from your couch, wherever it is? Where are people taking this in? I think it's a unique time when the Olympics are on, because it's overseas. I think you gotta there's got to be some leeway, right? Canada hockey, it all matters. People love hockey here, so we're doing a bit of a roll. Oh, we'll get Ross with his.
Oh hell yeah, I love that.
Doing a bit of a roll call here, Ross.
Calgary, Nanaimo, BC, Val-de-Mont, Quebec. Hell yeah,
Embrun
QC.
trying to work away. I like that. Ottawa. It's great. There's Sid.
Nice. We got Brazil in the house. Montreal.
Crazy. Montreal, yeah. Montreal, that's where I am right now, too.
I mean, this happens once every 4 years. I feel like as a federal government, they need to do a better job and just... They know the schedule. It's no surprise. Doesn't sneak up on you.
No. I'm sure that if there's an employer out there who's given anyone like a hard time for watching or paying attention to this game during work hours, they are not Canadian in my mind.
I think I speak for all of Canada when I say that Family Day, also known as Louis Riel Day, Islander Day, Nova Scotia Heritage Day, should be pushed a week this year. And it should be the day after the gold medal game. Albeit the game's at 7 a.m. on Sunday, so that's a long recovery. Speaking of just how long it had been, I'll save the story for maybe intermission or whatnot, but I was in the Byward Market when they beat Team Sweden in Sochi. Oh, nice tip, just wide. And we ended up getting a road hockey game started. Like I was living right on top of Planet Coffee. You know that spot? Yeah. I was in that building right there in the courtyard. Okay. And the game started like 4 a.m. Like it was like a wildly early game, maybe even 3
in Sochi.
And in Sochi, the 2014. So they beat Sweden 3-0. Yeah, it was definitely because I worked at the restaurant. No, it was early.
But I remember because I was going to say, Ross, like not to interrupt there. I was like driving to a hockey game. It was a weird early playoff game for me for the Ottawa Sting. And I remember being in the car. I think it wrapped up around 9 a.m. So I think you're right. I think it was like 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. You probably find it. But I think let's maybe save for the intermission. Where were we when in 2010 and 2014? Maybe we can do that. That'd be a nice little segment. We can get Julian and Pillzy to weigh in as well on that.
Yeah,
because every hockey person who follows hockey in Canada can say where they were at that time.
Yeah, so we got a road hockey game going right beside Tucker's Marketplace. Like that little spot where they've always got like the street performers or whatnot in the summer.
Great spot.
It was awesome, man. We had such a time.
It's great.
I think there's a photo somewhere.
That's an iconic spot where the beaver tail stand is. That whole little market area.
One of the news stations stopped by. Tough travel for them. Literally, we're like basically in their backyard.
I worked there for about a year, Ross. That was home base for me. Not too long ago. That's also where TSN 1200 is now. Like it's a hot spot for Ottawa media. I'd say this has been a pretty even start so far. I'm not shocked, man. Czechia is deserving of respect in this tournament.
Totally. I got them finishing 4th.
I could see that happening for sure. This is easily the hardest game of the round robin for Canada too.
Yeah. Although Switzerland's sneaky, they look good too.
They did. I mean,
I still have some serious PTSD from Martin Gerber in 2006, that glove save where his whole glove was in the net.
I'm a little too young to remember 2006, and I think that's a good thing. So all I've really remembered for this men's national team is success.
Check that out.
Oh, look at that. That's great.
2014. And you might recognize this guy here. That's the guy who we brought up a couple weeks ago, suffered that really awful injury playing hockey. And Ron McLean did an awesome job bringing that to light. So obviously that family still needs a ton of support. And you can go check out that GoFundMe as well. It's great. Such a horrible story, man. But he's a tough bastard. He's going to make a recovery for sure. So
it's awesome.
Yeah. So that's all good there. How did I end up in Winnipeg, Alex? Well, I met my beautiful wife in Toronto. We're both ready to leave the big city, especially during COVID. All the best parts of it were taken from us, except for one, the outdoor rinks in Toronto. You can say what you want about that city. Their outdoor rink game is elite, and with the weather and everything. So still miss that, but we're going to go either Ottawa or my wife's family's from Winnipeg. And my parents being 7-month snowbirds was a tough sell, knowing that we wanted to have a family, and obviously having some parents around to help is key. So yeah, I was like, let's go to Winnipeg. I'd actually never even been to Winnipeg when I moved here.
That's crazy. I didn't know
we bought land to build a house before I'd ever stepped foot in the city.
I didn't know you moved so recently. Like obviously, like you and I kind of know each other from the past few years, I'd say. So I'd kind of just known you as a Winnipeg guy.
Dude, we grew up like a block away from each other.
I know. And there's a bit of a gap, but we know a lot of people in common.
Do your parents still have that house? Like,
still live there? I'm back in Manor Park every time I'm back. When we go to the GCP, I won't pull
up your address then. I was going to pull up Google Maps for the addresses, but like it's that close.
Yeah, it's right there. And here's Natchez. Good stop.
Very good stop. Aggressive.
Yeah. So I know I don't have sound on here, Ross. I think this is a Czechia home game. There are a lot of Czechia fans.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, we grew up in similar areas. Like when I go back to Ottawa, I'm staying with my parents, and like next month we're at the GCP for those games. I'm gonna be back in the old stomping grounds.
My parents. Spot. Oh, that was scary.
Yeah.
My parents moved. They're in Alta Vista now, but like if anyone knows that part of Ottawa, like you would have seen Jack and I at the Manor Park ODR.
Great ODR. I worked there for a winter actually. Look at McKinnon, man. I'm not used to this.
That's why I'm shocked you don't know my boy Wes, because he worked there a bit too.
Not to pull the young card, but there is a bit of a gap. Like I think I was like 10 when, like for 2014, I was 13 years old.
Dude, sneaky about Manor Park. We're really shrinking our audience here of people who know this, but elite like at that school, elite yard for rollerblading.
Yep.
Like Wes and I would just put the rollerblades on in the summer and just go and pass an orange ball around there. Like
they've got a good tennis court, and they paved it when I was younger and rollerblading. It was a great spot to do that. They're now pickleball courts, Ross. The tennis court. Well, I think they're both, but pickleball has taken over.
A lot of good memories at that.
Yeah, great spot. I spent a winter flooding the Manor Park rink. It was my job in high school. Yeah, it was miserable, man. The people who do that are warriors, and it's usually a lot of retired folk, kind of like the Marshall at a golf course vibe.
Yeah.
It's because you got to go out when it's at its coldest. That's how you get a good rink. And I learned from the best people at MPP.
Yeah.
Some ozone time. Here's my car.
Did you go to Manor Park?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Kindergarten to grade 6. Then I went to Immaculata High School for grade 7 to 12.
I was also at Rockville Park Public School.
Man, like something I took for granted. And you know what? We're not getting off track. This is just talking about Canadian and being a Canadian.
A little Canadiana.
In the capital of the country. Immaculata High School is right on the canal. It's been a good winter for the canal, but we would go out there for gym class for skates. And I know you were kind of close to it too at Lisgar,
I was at Lisgar.
Yeah, like we would go out.
I did 7 and 8 at a place called Turnbull, which was off of I don't even remember. We took Parkdale exit. But yeah, I always felt so lucky that I went to Lisgar. I know some people give it a bad rep for whatever reason, but it's literally a castle downtown Ottawa. I mean, it's pretty sick.
Nice. Those schools downtown are tough to beat. Oh, here goes Celebrini.
I love that.
Get in there. Yeah, this kid's got a motor. He likes it.
Parayko comes right in.
I think we're going to see a lot of similarities, just to talk Sens here also, Ross. I think we're going to see a lot of similarities from Timmy with Celebrini. Just the battle and the compete. Like that's his mojo.
Last Manor Park note, how many times did you go to that DQ that apparently is no longer there, which makes it really sad.
A sports and physio center now.
That's so brutal.
It's like a physiotherapy office. I was there I played soccer on that field behind it for the Ottawa. Oh, what's the name? It was House League Soccer, the Ottawa Internationals. That's what it was. Tough that they changed that, but that was a staple, man. Dairy Queen right there.
Yeah, because it closed after I left, I'm convinced I kept them open with my brownie earthquakes in middle school. Yeah, what a time. We might actually have to we might have to come for a little nostalgia rip when
you should. You should, absolutely. I got my buddy texting me, grew up right across the street from me in Manor Park. He's texting me like, where did Ross grow up? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, so I mean, I can tell you the address at this point because nobody lives there and hasn't for 10 years. But you know where it is, right? Like you walk through the path on Birch where between the two black houses. Yeah. Take a left, go up to that cul-de-sac, and I was right there. Same cul-de-sac that the Slovakian embassy's on. So a little Olympic note. It was right after the 2002 Olympics. I was just going outside and I look across, and I mean, the son of the Slovak ambassador, still a good friend, flew to Winnipeg from Europe to come to my wedding. And it was Mary and Hossa and Zdeno Chara just there hanging out.
That's
so I got
so cool.
To go over and say hi and all
story.
That. So cool, man.
I know that. Yeah, well, you know what? Let's table the Manor Park talk until maybe this game gets out of hand or something.
We need to get a Canadian Olympian from Manor Park. I do know 2 Olympians though.
I had a guy who was one of my friends growing up. He was really good at track and field. He did not pursue it though. He could have been, but it's the communities that build you, man. Not to link it back to Olympians, but all these guys on this team, all these Olympians, I love watching the snowboarders, the skiers and stuff. It's been awesome. I've been soaking it all up this week. It's been great.
Yeah, this girl I used to play beer league with, and she was like the best player on our beer league team. She was the captain of Yukon. Sammy Evelyn was her name. Her brother, he's actually doing some of the commercials too for RBC here, but he's on the bobsled team.
Okay.
Yeah, he came out a couple times for hockey too. He's nasty. He played at Dal.
Getting a couple silver medals today.
Oh, nice. Kingsbury? Solid.
Yeah.
Oh, Moguls is sick. I got to watch his runs. That's where they like do the moguls, and then all of a sudden there's just a jump out of nowhere.
It's insane.
Like,
it's insane. I like some of the sports, man. Some of the sports are just nuts what they do. Like the snowboarding.
Alex is asking, Manor Park and Rockcliffe Park are right beside each other.
They are right beside each other. And
Rockcliffe that we went through is actually the separator.
Rockcliffe is where you find a lot of the embassies. A lot of the ambassadors live in Rockcliffe. Sure. It's a nice area, but Manor Park's kind of like a nice in between. I found. lots of great memories in that area. It led me to grow up playing hockey, man. Like that's how my parents
were
moved
both
there.
Ottawa Sting alumni.
Man, the Sting, I've got some fond memories. We had a wagon of a team every year winning they won the championship every year at the highest possible level for Sting. Every single season.
Minor midget for me, aging myself, was the first year that Ottawa had AAA. So for us, the Sting was like the be all end all.
Yes, that's funny. You're saying you're aging yourself. I played minor midget, and then now it's like U18, U7, or whatever. Like I still,
but we didn't have. There was no AAA. Like there's no junior 67s or anything like that.
Yeah, I played junior 67s for a little bit. I had a couple guys on those teams that were elite. Like I played against really good players. I went to a tournament against Jack Hughes.
Oh, no way.
I played against Jack Quinn a little bit growing up when he wasn't at the top level. A couple guys on my team that could have gone all the way, but actually one of them you saw on the postcast when I was outside the GCP the other day there, Ross. One of them
with the Zach Smith jersey.
No, that's so he actually grew up in Manor Park too. That's my buddy Graham. He grew up
by Benner, eh?
That was good. This is a close period. This is a close.
Shots are 10-8 Canada.
Yep. I'd say Canada's had the puck more, but it hasn't been dominant. That's actually a great save. Wow. Did he like dive and get that? Great save. Save. Holy, okay.
A lot of Canadians in the crowd though, too. It's tough when a lot of the Canadians are wearing red and that's what Czech's rocking too. By the way, I was looking back, and the Team Finland jerseys in 2014 are the funniest things of all time. I'll pull up a picture at intermission.
I saw a picture of Barkov playing there as an 18-year-old, and it's like a blue
it's like
cross. Yeah, it's terrible. But I think people discredit, like they make their jerseys to fit the aesthetic of the Olympics, I think, a lot too. Like every year, that's the goal for Canada, or to match the team. So I'm sure the other countries do it. So like seeing some of the Canadian like ski and snowboarding outfits and like the luge, the speed skating, it's cool seeing all the different uniforms. But these white jerseys are the best ones for sure. Yeah,
I do have a little beef with Lululemon. Like the fits are like maroon.
Yeah, that one big jacket is the one that wore on the flag bearing is maroon. The rest is the right color, but yeah, they're too dark.
I've never seen a maroon Canadian flag.
Way too dark. There's Parayko. Oh. Little spin move.
Oh, yeah, Alex. Did we go to the original Works location on Beechwood? For sure.
Still there.
Is it? No, it's like a za or something.
Oh, I see on like Beechwood.
The original one. Yeah, you're thinking of the one on Saint Laurent.
No, that's actually the one on Beechwood has like had a whole makeover. It's actually really
I know.
Nice now.
They don't have Lester's Barbershop anymore where I got my first haircuts.
I can't believe the first period of the first Olympic game in 12 years has turned into a Manor Park nostalgia trip for us. That's great.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got more than nostalgia. We're going from the old time to the new time in Ottawa media. We got our guy, Julian McKenzie. What's up, fella?
What's up, man? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Sir. You look great. You look like you're about to do like man on the street talk.
Trying to use this a lot more. So
no, it looks good.
Gotta go.
We got to talk 6 seconds left in the period. Hey, is that McKenzie magic right here? He jumps on and we get a goal.
Look who it is. Look who it is, boys. Macklin Celebrini.
If we're calling McKenzie magic, you're leaving that for Macklin Celebrini, who just got his first.
Oh yeah, there's his old man pick in the crowd.
Yeah, that's great. I gotta say that first period. I get games have been going on since yesterday, but just happy to see NHL players back, and what a great start for Canada as far as I'm concerned. Like, I like the aggression, I like the physicalness. I give Jordan Binnington a lot of credit. I'm very quick to dump on him with the statistics being what they are, but I think he held his own today in the first period. We'll see how it goes for the rest of the game, but good start for the Canadians.
Dude, he's just got swagger, right? And like sometimes that's all you need from a goalie. It's like just it's like Ray Emery back in the day for the Sens, man. Like they had such a good team, they knew it, and then all of a sudden you just add a little swagger. And I like those style like high. Can we check a high stick? Like we got away from the first one with the penalty. How about this one? How about this one? We're gonna do a little unboxing here as we go into intermission.
Oh my God.
Julian might know what this is, but I had to get one. I'm fired up for it. Let's see what we got here.
Finally got it, man.
So fired up. Well, I
Finally
wasn't about to
man.
one up Pillzy. His promo was awesome.
Pillzy did a great job with his promo, man. Jack, you got to go to Indigo, man.
I'm actually like I'm going on a trip and I need a book and I admittedly I'll put my hand up, not much of a reader, but I'm trying to be better. And I think this is the best way to start. Look at that, man. That's great. Good for you. Congrats. This is awesome.
Look at this. Look on the book here. Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Depending on what part of the city you're in, you live in, I could point out some bookstores to you. That'd
be great. Yeah, I'd actually love to grab one. Can you talk about doing the tour you've been on, man? Yeah, I'm seeing you on every show. How's that been? I'm sure the questions about the book are getting a little stale for you, but
honestly, not really. Like, it's been cool to like the one question everyone keeps asking is like, what made you like write the book? Like, that's expected, I think, but like, just the fact that people have been willing to have me on to talk about the book and all the different stories inside and some of the different stories that speak to certain people that they want to talk about. Like, I think that's been really fascinating and really cool to obviously discuss, but just really interesting to see like who points out what for different stories and different podcasts I've been on. So yeah, it's been really exciting. I've been really, really happy about it. And if you've got time tonight in the city that you're in, Jack, Argo Bookshop tonight at 7:00.
Oh my God, a little double dip for you.
I was about to say, man. Yeah, this is doing a lot of promotion in the city that Jack lives in the city that I used to live in. I don't know how your fan base feels about that city, so I'm not trying to say it by name.
Don't worry, I've already said it a couple times. Heart of the enemy territory here, Julian. Don't worry, it's well known. Time. It's well known. But I'm excited to be here right now, especially with the Olympics going on. I mean, it's a special time for Canadian sports. I get more juice when the NHLers are at the Olympics. I'm more invested. And I'm sure that a lot of the country probably feels the same. And it's nice having a break from the Sens with that grind of a schedule. Just quick question for me. How are you enjoying, I guess, kind of focusing on the book and kind of maybe keeping the Sens off to the side for the time being anyway?
That's honestly what I felt like it's been like the last, like, I'd go back and to say like 2-3 weeks, even like in the last couple weeks of the season, like, the only thing I was writing was like heated rivalry stories or anything Linus Ullmark was doing, right? Like, I wasn't really writing at the same frequency with certain stories, and I get it, like that's the business. But like, part of me wondered with the way the Sens were playing entering the break, like, did the break come at like the wrong time in a way? Like, everyone's gonna take advantage of the rest, but like, we're starting to see this team play its best hockey period of the year, and the goaltending is stabilizing itself. We know the challenge is going to be tough, difficult for the Sens, but like, if they were able to keep that momentum going, like if we didn't have the Olympics going on right now, like what would we be saying about this group right now? But the fact that they know to play that style and the fact that it seems like goaltending has stabilized itself, like that should bode well when they return. It's just they have to hope some of those teams in the Atlantic come down because there's a lot of talent in those teams.
So good, man. But now all of a sudden, like, Detroit's won 1 out of 5 games, and Pillsy's not here, so he can't poo-poo me for saying that's the team that I'm looking at. I don't care. They're 9 points up. Ottawa with a game in hand. That game, February 26th, is going to be.
If I'm Ottawa, I'm taking any team. Detroit, I think you're thinking right in the sense that, like, first game back, you're against those guys. I think a lot of people are still a bit surprised that they've looked as good as they've looked. Maybe they're due to fall out and maybe end up in a wild card spot. But like, if I'm the Sens, I'm looking at any team to fall down. I'm looking at the Montreal Canadiens, who for a good chunk of the year, they were getting by on all those overtime points. You get into 3-on-3 and all of a sudden you're able to get a second point. You're hoping Boston falls off a little bit. They did a good job with the retool. They look like a playoff team, but you're hoping they fall off a little bit. Even Buffalo, who, look, they've played really well the last month and a half, but do they slow down a little bit? You're looking for, I think those are the 3 teams you're looking at. I'm not counting on Tampa to fall off. I think they've been too good all year. They know exactly what to do in these moments. Like, if they come down, they come down, but like, that's not the team I'm looking at if I'm the Ottawa Senators. It's those other teams I mentioned.
A cool thing about those teams, though, and the Sens can oddly, which sounds crazy to say, given how long it took to make the playoffs, they can kind of bank on their experience a bit, I find. You look at Buffalo. Montreal made it last year, but they were kind of, not the strongest team that made it. They kind of got a little lucky with how the standings worked last season. Detroit, Buffalo, teams that haven't made the playoffs in years, boys. We know the pressure of what that meant for the Sens to finally break through. I'm with you, Ross. I think Detroit's a team you got to look at. Now, they're they have been good, man. And John Gibson's stabilized them. All the teams we're talking about, other than Montreal, really have had excellent goaltending. So until that kind of falls off for them, I don't know what the Sens can do to jump them. But I'm with you. I think that they played themselves into a spot now where we got to be interested out of the break, which is all we could have asked for, I think, in mid-January.
Yeah. One other thing that kind of comes to mind too, I don't know if it's the reason why each of those teams are playing really well, but like I remember in the offseason thinking, like asking Steve directly, like teams like Detroit, Boston, Montreal, they all did things in the offseason to be like significantly better. And the fact that they are up there in the standings where they're at, it's fascinating that they made those adjustments, getting a guy like John Gibson, getting a guy like Noah Dobson if you're the Montreal Canadiens, and the Boston Bruins, obviously, with some of the adjustments they made. Like, I wonder how the Sens feel about those teams making those adjustments. And while the Sens could always say, like, hey, we're a little bit better than what we were last year, like, do they feel, like, how much pressure do they feel, even though they don't have that many assets to make a really great move, to feel like, hey, they have to catch up with the Joneses a little bit, with the guys in their division? I think that's just something that kind of came to mind. But like, it's interesting seeing how this management has like gone about things. They have reasons to feel confident and feel great about their squad. I think goaltending has been the biggest reason why they've been let down this year. But you could tell like they've only been here a year and a half, and they don't have the same scars of the years past, which is why I think kind of affects some of the things that they say and the way that they go about certain things. But yeah, I feel like if you're Ottawa right now, like obviously you're trying to do everything you can to get in the playoffs, but like I can't help but like look at these other teams above them in the standings who, you know, they're trying to get back in the playoffs. They're trying to make it more of a regular thing, and they were able to do that extra thing that got them a really big piece to put them in a position where we're looking at them as playoff teams, at least as of now in February.
Yeah, man. I'm so mad about all the points they pissed away. I'm trying to get over it, but like,
no, but you have every right to be pissed about that.
There's like 5 games that are like, how do you not get a point? The Islanders game in November, the Minnesota game.
There's a Detroit game earlier this year they didn't get a win on. Like, even that Montreal game where I get it. Like, you guys know the Montreal game I'm talking about. Like, they should have won that game. I think of all the games I've seen the Sens play, I'm more mad about that game just because of all the circumstances there. You are playing at home, and you have 80% of the crowd be Canadiens fans, and you are down early, and your players come back and
your star players
well, like that. Like you guys remember the highlights, and the Tim Stützle with the filthy goal between the legs. But for me, it's the celebrations after that. That's a team that understands the situation that they're in. They're like, nah, we know we're playing a road game at home. It should not be the case. And we're going to revel in the fact that we're going to make these fans miserable. And that's a game they should have won going away. And that's a game where you talk about the momentum they're trying to generate in order to make the playoffs. You go back to that game as a starting point.
Yeah.
But it's not the case.
That might be the best game. Jake Sanderson might be the best game he's played in the NHL.
Yeah, and we're not going to talk about it. We're not. The only thing we can talk about from that game is the fact that he got mad about Levi Merlainen.
Yeah. Julian, I'm so glad you brought up that game because it was Brady, Timmy, Dylan Cousins, and Jake Sanderson all got goals in that game. Your four highest paid players, basically, other than Linus Ullmark, and it speaks to kind of my next point. Like, they've challenged their group, like you mentioned, Steo saying we're working internally here. We are going to work on our own timeline. And to me, that's basically pointing the finger at Stützle, Tkachuk, Sanderson, Cousins to an extent, the big boys. And most of them, if not all, for long stretches this season, have played the best hockey we've ever seen them play. Tim Stützle in general has been fantastic. So how frustrating is it as a player? I can imagine that locker room when the clear issue has been goaltending, and they get Reimer, they get some kind of stability, let's say. Ullmark's been a bit of a question mark for a variety of reasons this season. That's a whole other can of worms. But my whole thing is depending what happens here, the story of the season is going to be just a lack of urgency from the front office. And I think that's something that we're going to have to focus on because it's rare for a team that is on the outside looking in at a break like this where the coach is not even under consideration for a change, because I think Travis Green's done a great job with what he's had to work with.
It's weird to say lack of urgency because let me flip it to you this way. How do you think you would have reacted at the beginning of the year if the Ottawa Senators said, you know what, we liked what we saw from Levi Merlainen last year. We're going to get James Reimer to be the backup this year, and Levi Merlainen starts in the AHL. How would you have reacted to that?
Perfectly fine.
I think
you would have been fine with that, Ross.
Yeah, I mean, Pillzy all summer was saying Alex Lyon was the guy. Like he
Sure.
was like, we needed to get like that tweener, and even a tweener, Julian, where if he doesn't play well, it's not the end of the world. You put him on waivers.
Look,
like that's the type of guy.
I was on that train too. Like this team absolutely needed a tweener, but I also think that considering the way Levi Merlanen played, I did not have a problem with him being the number 2. What they needed was a fail-safe number 3, so that if he started the season the way that he did, you could be like, all right, we can send Levi down. He's waiver exempt, so we can just send him to the AHL. He can just prepare, do what he needs to do. You don't give up on a young goaltending prospect, and you let the backup handle his duties. Alex Lyon would have been a good addition, or James Reimer, or somebody else who could have been able to kind of mop the floor, do what you need to do, and you hold up your goaltending tandem. I think that's like the biggest thing for me. Like I'm not mad about the fact that they got Lars Eller the way that they did. We all know why Jordan Spence was acquired at this point, with Nick Jensen's health being what it is. I don't have too much of a problem with this team. It's just they don't have the assets, I don't think, to make like a really big move at forward or defense, and that's going to affect them when it comes time for the trade deadline, even though I really think if they can make a move, they should make a move. But like, yeah, I see the Sleepy Steve stuff, and like, well, I do think they have a point. I do think that like at the beginning of the year, I can understand why they went the way that they did. They just need to make that one move at goaltending. So at the very least, you know what, if we're talking about this team in a wild card spot, we're like, okay, like they're still a playoff team, but what are they going to do to take that next step? Which is fine for this group. But I also think that, yeah, had they made that move for Reimer or somebody else like a month or two earlier, yeah, this team would be in a much different situation. They could still make the playoffs, but
For sure.
I think it'd be a lot more of a certainty if they had gotten that done a month earlier.
Totally. And there's two things I want to touch on here. One, it's not a surprise based on preseason that Levy wasn't going to have a great start. Like he was
from preseason.
bad.
Signs were there.
He was not good in preseason at all. And Reimer had just been released from his PTO in Toronto. So if that was the route you wanted to go down, it would have been available. The other problem with the summer is if you wanted that third guy who's more of a AHL potential call-up rather than where Alex Lyon would have been a start in the NHL and then make a move, like Hunter Shepard had great numbers in the AHL up until last year. That was more of a reclamation AHL project. He had a bad year in the AHL last year. He wasn't a guy that you should have been like, okay, we're confident in him playing NHL games. So it's either they overvalued where Mad Sogard was, and for the problem there is that this isn't the first year he's dealt with injuries, so you can't really rely on him early on in the season. And obviously great to see him do well. We're huge fans of his, and he's been a long time recurring guest in the show. Really happy to see him.
Vegas game, man. I gotta admit, going into that game, I was like, this kind of feels like a white towel situation. But like he played really well.
For sure.
He deserves a ton of credit for that.
And you can see the reason why he was a second round pick and why like he's a big guy. The problem, and this goes back to previous regime, and they kind of did the same with Levy that they did to Mads 2-3 years ago when they put him in because they had no other option. And Mads played like 20 some games and he just wasn't ready. And it almost felt like they kind of ruined his development to an extent by having that up, down. Like he can't get into a rhythm, and just really frustrating because it feels like after that Montreal game when Sandy said what he did about Levy, my whole thesis in my YouTube short after was management failed. Like this is not you can't be blaming the 23-year-old goalie who's playing his 10th straight game. It's why is he being put
in those 10 games too? Like you're absolutely right on that. Like this is not a guy who is coming in and out of the lineup. Like this is a guy who's getting played 10 consecutive games, including that Colorado debacle where they had Utah the game before and then they play Colorado and you start and then you put Mads and then you go back to Levy. Like I do think that Levy is not 100% at fault. He clearly was not ready, as you mentioned, from the beginning of training camp to now. But like, yeah, they needed a stopgap so much sooner than when they needed it.
So I'm wondering if this is the hockey gods being like, you guys did Craig Anderson dirty when you sent him out the door with COVID. You go and you give, like, they weren't in a position, Julian, this was before your time in Ottawa, and obviously you're paying attention, but like to be in it at that time, going into the 2020 draft, which was in October, and you knew that it was going to be a weird season overall, there was no reason to accelerate the rebuild at that point. Bringing Craig Anderson back on a 1 or 2 year deal at whatever he was worth versus giving up a second-round pick and more assets to get Matt Murray and sign him to a 4-year deal over $6 million per year. That was the first problem with the goaltending search for Ottawa. And again, it was a reclamation project. He had won the Stanley Cups, but then he had 2 awful years. There's a reason why they went with Tristan Jarry, who's not a good goalie, instead of Matt Murray. So that to me was the first mistake in all this. And then every mistake along the way from Pierre Dorion was trying to accelerate a rebuild that wasn't ready. Like, why are you bringing in Derek Stepan? Why are you giving up that? You know what that second-round pick ended up being, Julian?
Trying to remember off the top of my head.
That was Josh Stone.
Oh.
Yeah, and obviously things have happened, trades, relocation of the team. Like it's no guarantee it would have been a straight line. No guarantee Ottawa would have taken that player. But you look back and you're like, you traded Derek Stepan for Josh Stone, all things considered. Like, that to me is a joke. Now, I was on record when they traded for DeBrincat. I like that move because it's never too early to get a proper sniper for your up-and-coming franchise player, but they misevaluated what that player's future was going to hold, and he had all the cards, and he played them, went to Detroit, and got what he needed. But also, if they had taken Kevin Korchinski 7th overall, I have a tweet from that night saying I would have had a temper tantrum. I was like way low on Kevin Korchinski. So I have no problem with that trade, but then the Chikrin one, obviously the last one, like Daniil Boot, I think he's going to be a player. That's who they got with that 12th overall pick. And then they don't have a second round pick this year because of that trade.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
They have the Buffalo second rounder still, but like at the beginning of the year, we were all thinking that's going to be a late first. That's not going to be the case anymore.
No, it's not.
I think thing that we talk about the goaltending though, you have to mention Linus Ullmark in this because they made a move they felt was stabilizing goaltending. And last season it did, man. He was good. He wasn't excellent. He wasn't at his career best.
He got good at the right time. At the beginning of the year, it was a little shaky, and then by Christmas, he got better. Absolutely. But the reason for me it's management, and it falls on management, is they bring him in. They give him that deal. They bring him in as the guy for the Senators. And for all intents and purposes, he has been that. But when he's not here, he's hurt or he's away dealing with things on the side, it creates this hole where Levi Marilainen has to play all the time. So it's the depth getting exposed by a guy they gave money to. If they inherited that, I think I'm a lot harder on the old regime. But that's happened. They've made the move to fix goaltending, and it hasn't fixed it. It's actually gotten worse now because of it. And I know that Ross, you guys had Bruce on yesterday, running through the financial situation with goaltending. They've sunk like $12 million into goaltending, I think Bruce said, in total in the organization. There's not a ton more they can do, but they've done it to themselves. This isn't a Dorion problem to me. That's why I say management's been a little bit sleepy in that sense. They just haven't acted quick enough when things kind of went awry here with Ullmark, who could still obviously come down the stretch here and push them into the playoffs, but it's just hard to talk about goaltending and not mention that they have a top 10 paid goalie in their grasp. They've got a star.
Yeah, 4 goalies on one-way contracts this year for Ottawa, plus the $1 million for Eunice Korpisalo. But that kind of makes me sad talking about. So let's dial in here. We got second period underway, shots 11-11. You're welcome to stick around, Julian, but no pressure too. Totally up to you.
It's all good, guys. I'll hang up for a little bit. Before,
we're just shooting
I'll leave partway through the first, but
before our next guest makes all of us jealous, Pillsy's going to jump on poolside from Cancun next intermission.
All right, I got to make room for Pillsy when that comes in. Oh, man,
here we go. Nice hands, Mitchie. Cheering for Mitch Marner's still kind of weird for me.
That was a nice move.
Shout out to all those Sens fans with the Marners leaving chance in the playoffs.
Those are so fun.
Those were really fun to hear, to be quite honest with you. It's great to, like, those playoff games, just hearing like Sens fans in full voice. Like
my favorite one was Matthews Balding. Those were great. Those were great. Just good, clever and like, a little make you laugh kind of chance. The energy in that building was something.
That was like as someone who had only covered the playoffs during the COVID year, toward the Canada division or whatever, and like the crowd capacity being what it was, hearing Sens fans at the CTC, like that was a super amazing moment. That you guys were in full voice. Like that was one of the best atmospheres I'd ever been at.
Yeah, man. There's something about the playoffs in Ottawa, man. It's so special.
Changes everything in that city, in that market, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to lament over the first few games of that series, but that was really fun to cover. I never thought in my life I'd ever cover a Battle of Ontario, but that was really awesome.
Oh, cool. The best.
I never really experienced it. I was too young to remember the older ones, and this was my first go at it. Didn't go well. History repeated itself, but man, it was fun. I was lucky enough to go to Game 3 with a Leafs fan, one of my best friends. Nice. So we talk hockey all the time. We'll both never forget that. That was a great night, and that whole series was awesome.
Yeah, if it went 7 though, the Sens were winning.
Oh, for sure, man. The pressure on Toronto in their home barn would have been all time.
It would have been quiet.
People are gonna. Leafs fans love to just point out that they got thumped. It was not close, but every single game was close. The only one that wasn't was Game 5, and the Sens won.
So. Oh, and Game 1.
Game one too, I guess.
Yeah. Ottawa had the jitters there, but you were almost like, I think one of my bets on FanDuel was Ottawa lose Game 1 and win the series.
Yeah.
Because you knew they were just coming out with they had too much nervous energy and took way too many penalties, and obviously like you can chirp Toronto all you want, but their power plays was with Marner obviously extremely dangerous.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing in that scenario.
Not to keep diving in on Sens stuff here, but the PK has also maybe been the one thing that Travis Green deserves heat for, and changing it now has worked. Mike Yeo's done a good job, man. They've got good stats.
Confused as to what exactly changed, and even like talking to players about it, they're like, nothing's really changed. Like, okay, the voice is a little different with like Mike Yeo kind of having a little bit more say as opposed to Nolan Baumgartner, but like there hasn't been any real structural change. Like, is it more that just players have gotten used to what's expected of them in that system? Maybe it's more of a pressure that you put on yourself, knowing that that last game against Nashville where their PK let them down, they know like, okay, like we have to be better than that. I don't know how much that plays into it, but like, I don't know. I not saying it hasn't led to any significant change. I mean, clearly they've been among the best in PK since they made that change. But like, it's just been really interesting. Even from some of the players I've spoken to, it's not a significant overhaul of the PK. It's just there's a different voice that's kind of adding to what they already have, and they're just dialing down on when to be aggressive. What are some trigger moments for them where they know they have to be aggressive on oncoming players, and it's just worked out for them. I give them a lot of credit for at least making that adjustment. But yeah, the PK has just been it has been a problem for them throughout a good chunk of the year. Not to the same level as goaltending, but like, yeah, at least they did something with it. Good save by Bennington.
They did, yeah. Bennington just had a nice save there. This top line for Czechia is a problem. They're very good. I think the reason I just brought up the PK there, Julian, is just because that crippled them in the playoffs. Like it was, I think, like 50% or something. It was terrible. Matthews had a power play goal in the in Game 6, and that was part of the win for the Leafs. And like that's why I brought that up, is that had a very few adjustments year to year, and that you could point to goaltending in the series as well. Olmark wasn't great for most of it, but the PK itself cost them so much, and I just think that it took too long this season to adjust that too. So a lot of complacency, but again, they're playing great, and it's right now, and I think we got to focus on that too, because they've looked really cohesive as a team. Everyone's been healthy for the most part, and I think like I said, they just generated excitement coming out of the break. So I'm curious to see the top guys here, though, Julian, for Tkachuk, Sanderson, and Stützle in particular on their teams at the Olympics. Mm-hmm. It's a big deal. I went back and looked at Alfredsson in 2006, leading Sweden in scoring, getting a gold medal. Carlson tied for the scoring lead with Sweden in 2014, getting a silver medal. What do you think it would mean to these guys on this stage with this many players to have standout performances like that? And I'm looking mainly at Brady Tkachuk, because I think this is a pretty hyped up event for him as well. He's done right like what I'm doing here in front of a microphone talking about the Olympics quite a bit this season. So what do you think, just being around them towards the end of the break there, before the break, what do you think it means to these guys to be on this stage?
For them to play in meaningful games, representing your country, being in high pressure situations, like you take that experience back at the NHL level and you channel into that for those moments. Like we all know what playing at the Four Nations meant to Brady Tkachuk, and we saw what he did with Team USA during that tournament. There's a big reason why the Tkachuks have become more, I guess, in vogue, or at least more prominent as a result of that tournament. It's the way that they played in those games. And for a guy like Brady, who up until that point had never experienced the playoffs, like he wanted those moments. He craved those moments. And I think for all the NHL players to be back at the Olympics, like Brady's going to continue that same mindset. Jake Sanderson, whose name has risen over the last year because of what he did at the Four Nations now, he gets that opportunity again to be at the Olympics, albeit now with NHL players. There's been a lot of talk around Germany, I find, just with some of the players that they've accumulated. They might not like get to the semis, but like if they put on some pretty good performances, like if you're Tim Stützle, like you get to showcase to people like, hey, like there's a reason why people call me a superstar, and it's not just people in Ottawa. There are people around the league who view me this way, particularly for those three players, for them to be in situations where they can represent their country and help their programs along as they try to beat Canada. Like, depending on the progression and depending on how much they involve themselves in that, it goes a long way to coming back at the NHL level and relying on those experiences, knowing that you've played in big moments and channeling that as you try to return to the playoffs, specifically for this year, but also for future years, right? Like, man, if you're the Sens, I get it. Like, you don't have all the assets in the world to make certain trades, and we know how it is with prospects. Oh, wow, what a goal. Not to cut off my pros.
Oh, no.
That was insane.
Jack and I have been working hard to get ourselves together. We didn't know that we'd have a cable haver right beside us.
I'm seeing Canada in the offensive zone. I'm hoping this is a Canadian goal.
Yeah, I hope so.
Cable,
Let's see.
It's not even cable. I'm watching on TSN.
We had a lot of back and forth here where we had to.
Yeah, wow, you're way ahead of us.
Oh man, look at this.
In the corner, Sid.
Look at this. That's a great play. Great play.
You're like an hour ahead of me. I'm in the D zone right now.
That's a great play.
Full shift behind here.
Leaping over. Wow.
Okay, Sid.
Okay.
Marner in tight.
Oh, okay.
No way.
Nice feed, Mark Stone.
Yeah, that's a good feat to Stone. I like that.
There we
Marner.
go.
Good work
That's
by him and
filthy.
So
Stone, Marner, Crosby. That's the line I've been more excited for than any
Cheers,
other
boys.
line. Hey, I don't have
maple syrup.
The maple syrup going.
I forgot to grab mine. I got some. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab something.
Let's go.
Grab
That's delicious.
Hey,
Shut up.
I gotta figure out a beverage. But that was a really sick
delicious.
Play. It's a good play. He put the maple syrup on.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What a feed.
Drinking it straight from the bottle, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough when it goes back in the fridge.
Yo, no.
No.
Hey, brother.
I said after a goal we get a sip, so I might be done this hopefully by the time
what's the brand? What's the brand?
Jakeman's, obviously Canadian.
Okay.
Ontario, Canada.
Nice.
200 local maple syrup farms.
Nice.
That's delicious.
We got to support local on this program, man.
Oh yeah, man.
Support local.
We got to, man. And we got to support our own, man. I'm actually really excited to read this book. My only qualm, looking through all the chapters.
Tell me.
Where's my guy Ray Emery?
Hey, I would have loved to have had a chapter on Razor. I have to say for Razor.
So you chatted with each person in their thing.
So everyone except, Herb Carnegie's no longer with us,
right.
And Angela James was contractually obligated for another project, so I was not able to talk to her directly.
Yeah.
But everyone else in some form I spoke to directly. Ray Emery would have been a pretty good person to have a look. I in terms of some of my favorite players from the 2000s, like Ray Emery is right up there for me. Seeing what he did for the Sens, going to the Cup final, the fight with Marty Biron and Andrew Peters, like those are some of like my favorite hockey moments.
And people forget that he actually came back from a suspension right before that fight because he slashed a Hab right in the face. But as a goalie growing up in Ottawa around that time, like I begged my dad for Brian's DX2s because I had to get the same gear that Ray Emery had. Like I actually, if you've seen on the postcast or whatnot in my background, I've got a Ray Emery stick, the old RBK, the white, black, and red RBK stick. I had to get my hands on that. Like he was the man. Like
he was the man.
The man.
Yeah.
And like talk about being put in an unfair situation. Hey, like Olympics, knock on wood, never want to see injuries, but Dominic Hasek goes to the Olympics, comes back, and maybe Friday he'll be back. Maybe Friday. It never came.
Man,
Razor had to step in there in a really tough spot, and he gave him everything he had.
Yeah, I just think like in terms of personalities too, just I would imagine. Just purely on the ice, like I think with Ray Emery, like definitely one of the more memorable players of his time, and obviously meant a lot to the Sens. And a bit unfortunately he's no longer with us, but Yeah, that's definitely one of the many names I did not get to profile in this book, but he would have been a really good one.
Well, hey, it just sounds like we need a
sequel,
Black
right?
Aces Part 2.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool, man. I'd love to spend time with like a guy like Anthony Duclair.
Totally.
I mentioned briefly in the Herb Carnegie chapter when the Tampa Bay Lightning iced an all-black line and they started a game with that line against Anthony Duclair. That's a guy I would really love to chop it up with.
Who was the line? It was JT Brown for sure.
What a save.
JT Brown, and who else was on that line for Tampa? I remember when it happened. Was it Giovanni Smith or one of the Smith brothers?
Giovanni Smith, Daniel Walcott.
Walcott's the one I missed. Had to be JT Brown. I'm almost sure.
JT Brown.
No,
it was. I have to go through the book.
We're going to the reference. We're going to the book.
Who was it? It was Matthew Joseph.
Oh,
it was Matthew Joseph. It was not. I knew it wasn't. I forgot the third player. It was Matty Joseph. It was Jamel Smith.
Yes,
Jamel Smith and Matthew Joseph.
We just saw the save here, and that's on McDavid too.
Jeez, I'm legit like watching on a stream off of TSN, and I didn't expect to be like a whole minute ahead.
I know,
at the beginning,
crazy.
we spent a good 2 minutes trying to sync up. We messed up like 3 times. It's a morning game for us. It's a weird.
And I'm an hour earlier too, boys. It was nice and early.
Man,
that's a great.
Wake up, be a dad, and then hand off the baby to the mother-in-law, and here we are.
Was that pass by Marner on that goal?
So nasty.
Oh my god! I love Mitch Marner now.
By the way, today's LOSP will come out a little bit later on. We had a good chat with Graham Creech, beauty. You see Creech around the rink?
Yeah, every time I see Creech, I call him Big Creech, like Big Meech. Like Creech is good people, man.
Yeah, he's the best.
I haven't really come across anyone really bad in Ottawa media, to be honest. But I enjoy.
No, but and what I love about Creech too, like we've gotten to have a few pints with him too. Like he's just a great guy, but like there can sometimes, and we do our absolute best not to allow this, but where two people have competing shows to an extent, like, right, he does the post-game show, we do the postcast, where it'd be like, oh, I'm not going to go on their show, or like, like what if my audience goes to them or whatnot. But like, I think that's archaic thinking. There's plenty of time for content all around, and especially where it's like on demand listening now, where it's like, if it's 2 shows where it was like 12 to 2 and that's it, you were either there or you weren't. I kind of understand back in the day that would make sense. You want to kind of protect your audience, but I think that what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Is that the old saying? So
yeah,
I think that's
you have
key.
It right, man. I've encountered like other spots where they're not as media friendly to like the podcasting scene or other companies, whether for pettiness or anything like that. But like, what I like about the Ottawa scene is just like, you got this mixture of like fans and media professionals who have delved into the digital space. Like, it's been cool to see the kind of healthy competition between everybody. Like, I know we're a small market, but it is super cool to see that and to see how fans they've established the platforms they've established for themselves as, I mean, it's kind of funny calling them influencers, but like, I think it's applicable in the Sens space. Like I consider you guys kind of in that category too, and that's not derogatory. It's like
it's hilarious. Like I told Jack when we were planning on doing this, I was like, are we streamers? Like, you guys are streamers, and
this
I
is
guess so.
This is new too.
Like you guys should be proud of that. But like I don't see it as like, oh man, like I gotta be better than these guys because these guys are fuckers and they're fucking everything. Like, no, like there are fans who want content and they want it from different platforms. You have to see it as like, hey, like there's a whole pie and I want a piece of it, and like I'm getting mine just like you guys are getting yours. Like, that's how I see it.
No, I think it's great, man. And like we just want to be known as fans. Like, we just want to be a voice for the fans. Like and just the fact that Pillzy and I have like media training and have worked in the industry, I think that's just a bonus. But it's also, I think it's cool because we work in the industry but not covering the Sens like for a day job. So it's kind of like we can use the skills that we learn there, but then it just like the passion will override that no matter what, and we'll be completely quote unquote dumb sports fan rather than like if I'm filling in doing a Jets game, like I'm analyzing the game very objectively and how it goes. Like I'm I'm like, how the hell did he miss that with Ottawa? Where it's like all sort of regular thoughts go out the window, and it's just like pure fandom at the end of the day. And just the fact that we can share that with everyone's the best, and the fact that people actually enjoy it is still kind of shocking to me every once in a while. But
you guys have a good show. You guys have good guests. You guys have a good handle on what makes the fan base tick. Like, you guys
we
deserve
try.
a lot of credit.
I mean, I've been in the fan base for like 28 years, so
that's
I like to think that
it's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, it all, like, not to get too off track here, is we got 2-0 score here, Canada over Czechia, 9:50
tight checking
left,
game, man. This is
second period. That's Czechia hockey, though, right? Like, they're gonna try to grind it up. But I also think, like, timing's everything, Julian. And we started with Locked On, like we had done when we were both working TSN. Pillzy was a runner on Jay and Dan's show, and I was working as a producer on Leafs Lunch. Funny enough, hey, you get the job in the industry that you can, and you go from there. Everyone knew I was a Sens fan, and like, it's all good. But we used to just do our shows from the back booth at TSN. And then all of a sudden, Locked On comes calling at the start of the 2019-20 season. And we're like, hey, like that, they're asking a lot. Like, we do an episode once every 2 weeks. It was kind of once a week, once every 2 weeks when news breaks type thing. And then we're like, man, we got to do this 5 days a week. We're like, hey, why don't we just like try 3, like see if we can get away with it. And Locked On had just started at that point. We're like, hey, like some shows you'll do, some shows I'll do. Like, and then all of a sudden COVID hit. And we're like, hey, everybody's on pause. But people are still like looking for whether it's camaraderie and they're stuck inside alone, or they're working a job at home. They don't have the social aspect of it all. And we're like, why don't we just do 6 shows a week rather than 5 and like really dive into nostalgia? It helped obviously having 2 first top 5 picks in that draft. So that's where we kind of got our feet wet of trying to be like, quote unquote scouts. Obviously we're not, we don't pretend to be that, but like following prospects and everything. And it all just kind of hit at the right time. I always say our big break was after the 2020 draft. We reached out to every single team that the Sens drafted a player from and said, hey, like, could we get so-and-so on for an interview? Didn't hear back from the Moncton Wildcats for Philip Daou, but Mannheim gets back to us and said, here's Timmy's phone number. Give him a call.
Awesome.
And Timmy, I'll always have so much respect for him. And he came on. We're his first English interview after the draft, and that kind of snowballed things from there. So
that's so cool.
There you go. There's a short history of the Locked On Senators podcast.
I think,
just grinding.
Roz, I think you gotta also give yourselves credit for some of those years you were doing a show every day for, because this has been. I think I actually want to bring this up, like how exciting it is in general that they're even in a playoff race at this time, because 3, 4, 5 years ago, this team was tanking every single season. Another shot of maple syrup there for Ross.
Just for good measure.
Just for good measure. But yeah, man, it's been great. And like, I'm so like happy I get to like jump in with you guys whenever it's been available. The postcast was the thing you guys came up with, post-game show. People had an appetite for it, and we're working with Martian, and like, it's just been a community that's built. And I think it's kind of coincided with the aging of the team and getting older and more mature and winning games. And I think the market is important for that too, though. And Julian, like, you see it too, man. Like, the media market's growing for Ottawa a little bit more day by day. My favorite, you guys were talking just about not being around the rink, and I love texting my friend Callum Fraser, who's obviously stepped into a bigger role now in media.
Great, man.
He's great, but I love texting him, and when I'm in a fit of rage sometimes about what's happened, being like, you got to ask this. And he's like, I can't. Or he says something like, there's no way you can ask that, because it's
Can we talk about like the craziness? I don't know. Like, I did not go through this as much when I was in Calgary. In Montreal, obviously a very different story with like being an editor and like working with like Arpin Basu and like Marc-Antoine Godin. But like the media situation in Ottawa, where like you don't have anyone on the road. Like I miss not having Gordon and Dean at least on the road.
Everyone
like,
does.
At the very least, like those guys were able to ask questions in some way. But like it's weird, just like the few times like I'll ask a question that people say is like really tough on Travis and everyone loses their minds. I'm just not used to that, because I don't think that like those questions are like, oh wow, okay, you'll see it in a minute, but like that was a pretty high hit by Tom Wilson. Anyway, you're gonna like, I'm still just like surprised at like the amount of attention that comes with like some of these questions. Like I still think of like a question I asked about Travis Hamonic last year, and people were like, "Oh my god, like, you know, like Travis Hamonic's out of the lineup because of a question you asked." I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like we're just doing our jobs. Like I get like fans want to ask certain things or whatever, but there's like a little bit of like a misunderstanding with how like some of us do our jobs and manage some of like the interpersonal relationships we have to have with like some of the players and people. But like, yeah, it's fascinating seeing like Sens fans react the way that they do over certain questions. I'm not. Yeah, you guys saw the hit, right?
Hey, if anybody deserves it, it's Radko Gudas.
Yeah,
it's pretty high up there though. Like
Speaking of Dean and Gord, one of my favorite quotes. They like when they're watching games, like they're the funniest people with their sides, and they mention Radko Gudas, and Dean just takes a deep breath and he goes, "Well, we were asking all the players what they did in the summer, and it turns out Radko Gudas was finger painting in caves."
Those two are legends, man. Dean and Gord have seen it all.
He does not give a damn anymore.
No, they're the best, man. They should be next in the Ring of Honor, in my opinion.
One of those, I think they should go in together, if anything.
Oh, for sure. No, it's on the same plaque.
I'm pretty sure they would get it, considering the fact that they've been around this team for decades.
Day one.
Gord, I think Gord Wilson is one of the best color commentators that I just love listening to him. He's a great guy too. He's so nice to me. Every time I run into him, I've been lucky. Like so nice.
Did he give you the middle finger every time you see him?
No, I was too young. I haven't seen him in a couple of years. But
last time we saw him, we went up to the press box before the San Jose game last March, and he, speaking of fingers, he gave the old bunny ears to Martian when we took a photo up there with them.
Way.
But he's also like, and it speaks to his longevity and experience. Like he's got to be one of the only color commentators that's never sniffed playing a game in the NHL,
which is amazing to me, right? Like I'm so used to watching a play-by-play guy and then like a former NHL player or a former hockey player of some sort. But like the fact that Gord Wilson is able to work with Dean Brown, who I've been a fan of for a long time, even before I got this gig. Like the fact that they work well together, like it's a testament to how good of a job Gord does, and I really appreciate him as a colleague. And I know with the middle finger stuff, we do give each other the middle finger when we see each other. What a save by Jordan Binnington!
Let's go.
Goodness.
The replay, though, I will say, I didn't think that Wilson hit was that high.
It looked high in the moment. It was a hard hit. Then you look at it and you're like, okay, it's not like deliberate at the head. Like I guess a bit of the momentum's kind of carrying him a little bit too. Yeah. It doesn't look as bad on the replay. It's just in real time. You're like, whoa, that's up there. Anyway, the Glazing, Gordon, Dean, they've been great colleagues to work alongside. But yeah, I'm still just like. Yeah, I get it with to Jack's point with the question he asked to Callum. Like, I get it. There's certain questions. It's not to say you can't ask certain questions. It's
100%.
Like, you have to find ways to like ask them right while still being tough but fair. But like, it is. I think in this market, compared to any other market I've ever been in, it's just such a unique situation with, particularly the lack of media on the road and just how. Media I think every media market is just different generally, but it's been interesting kind of navigating what it's like in Ottawa.
Yeah, and you learn quickly, don't tell Timmy that his teammates aren't the best teammates of all time.
Look, man, Tim Stützle's a guy who believes in his group. He believes in his teammates and his line mates. I still think of a time earlier this year where I was like, hey, what's the difference between
it was such an innocent question, but he had his back up.
Just took a moment. I was like, what? He's like, oh, he's trying to get me to say like who's better. Like, I don't know. Like, I've moved on from it. I think we moved on from that too.
Oh, totally. No. But it just shows like how good of a teammate Timmy is.
Yeah. He like even hearing him after the Levy stuff, like him being like, I don't know why this is such a big deal. Like, you know, I'm sticking behind my guy. Like, he's loyal to a fault. And ultimately, like for this group going forward, like a guy like Tim Stützle who is maturing beyond his years, I think with this year probably more than any other year, that's stuff he's going to hang on to as he develops more and more into the eventual. I think he's probably going to captain material at some point for this team. I mean that depends on if Brady ever leaves. Which,
and I mean, Sanderson's a great candidate as well. But like, if you're asking me, Timmy or Sandy, who's the captain? Like, I don't even know if this is a hot take, but Timmy's
I think it's Tim.
No,
I think it's
assistant captain with Germany, man. He got the recognition over in the Olympics. I think a good answer he had after the last game with his beautiful OT goal. He's like, yeah, my line had a terrible night tonight. Like, that's just Tim Stützle. And you can get annoyed with that, like the perfection these guys seek sometimes, but that's I do
think he puts a lot of pressure on himself.
Oh, like, for sure.
Much. Like just talking to certain people about it, they're like, yeah, like he does put a lot on himself, and it's on him to kind of manage that. Like, look, everyone wants to be the best, and Tim Stützle has every right to do that. Jeez, Nathan McKinnon just hacked at Jan Ruda.
Yeah,
Right,
well, I saw
the cross check before too.
Yeah,
like, jeez, that was rough.
McKinnon's
there's another guy who puts all the pressure of the world on him, and man, like, it brings out the best of him. And like, I think that the word's getting out there. And look, you do the more national show with the CJ show over the Athletic, the Steve Dangle Network. Like, it's obviously great stuff, but I think we need to get the word out even more about Tim Stützle, because I think that people see him for the between the legs goals. People see him for the fast, the dynamic play. But this guy needs to be started to get some respect for how hard he plays the game. Like, his
remember the story I wrote earlier this year on Tim?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was a cool story to put together. Like I chopped it up with him like early in the year, but I knew a story on Tim was only going to resonate if like you have other people speaking about him, and it was cool to get people like Paul. I think I'll just say this: Paul Maurice is like number one, if not number two,
for quotes,
like top two for quotes. And just like if you're trying to get him to talk on like other people around the league, I think he's really good because you could tell he pays attention to certain guys.
For sure. Like, I got to work with his son was worked at my radio station when he was in Winnipeg. Yeah, great family. But go on, his quotes are elite.
Yeah, but like the fact that like he mentioned the fact that like the Sens are gonna go like as far as like Tim will take them. Like we hear that a lot with like Brady, but the fact that he puts that impetus on Tim, I think it was pretty big to hear. And then other players and other coaches around the league who were willing to speak on what Tim is like. Chris Knobloch comes to mind, or Cole Caulfield or Mike Matheson. Like I'm realizing for stories like that, like it's one thing, especially for the place I work at, like it's one thing if like I write a story on a guy and all of his teammates are going to prop him up. Like, yeah, sure, of course, that's what they're going to do. But particularly for a guy like Tim Stützle, like it matters a lot when you have ultimately the respect from guys around the league. And I was pretty happy with that story I wrote because of the fact that I was able to get those different voices. And I think that there are people around the league who know how dangerous of a player he is, the speed that he brings when he drives to the net, his capability of just working well in the offensive zone. Could he shoot a little bit more? Sure. And when he does, he's able to put he's able to get you 25, 30, 35. He has the capability of doing that as a dynamic offensive talent who's improving his defensive game and getting PK minutes and winning important faceoffs. Like we're seeing a superstar just continue to add to his arsenal and contribute heavily to the Senators' success.
I like that you mentioned the other players propping him up because you're right. That's the ultimate sign of respect when your competitors can kind of talk about what makes him so unique to play against. I just remember the talking about the broadcast and in the playoffs, the game one, lamenting him having more hits than anyone on the team. Like he leads the team in hits a lot of nights because he's such a physical player and he's so hard to play against. To me, it's his motor that just never stops, and it was always there. Like even dating back to his rookie season, he just didn't have the muscle and the size to kind of
World Juniors,
Ross. Like he was the best player in the tournament for Team Germany.
That was
right after getting drafted. Like I think the world of Tim Stützle, and I think he's got this rep, and he's done a good job of getting rid of it over the years of being this diver, and a lot of that had to do with a guy who's in the city I'm in right now, and Brendan Gallagher and that little rant he had one season. But if you watch Tim Stützle every night like we do, you know that's absolutely not the way he plays the game. I saw people talking about him like he was Abby Murphy, the way she was diving around the other night for Team USA.
Friend of the show. Great player. You can be a good player and dive every
Julian, you know we had Abby Murphy on LSB.
I had no idea you guys had Abby Murphy.
You know why? You know why?
Why?
She pulled off the Ridley Gregg empty net slap shot.
Right
after he did it. So I reached out to her. I was like, you got to come on. And
that's really good.
We had a twofer for the people that day. We had Abby Murphy and Vladimir Nikitin after he scored a goal in the
BCHL. That's
BCHL.
Awesome.
What a two interview. It was like when I told you we had Tim Stützle on the first time. Next day we came back with Frankie McDonald.
Like, come on.
Yeah, bro. We went back to back Tim Stützle, Frankie McDonald. Because he was wearing a Sens sweater at
the Frankie McDonald, the guy.
Yeah, the weatherman.
Where he was all like, he's like, hey, it's 32 degrees. That guy?
Yeah, be prepared.
Be prepared.
You got to be prepared. There's a weather system coming.
you had him on.
He's the best. So yeah, he's a Sens guy. So we had Frankie McDonald on. Oh, no spoilers. No spoilers.
I'm not going to spoil.
I will spoil this, though. People can see what's coming up. Second intermission here on LOSP. We've got a very comfortable Brandon Pillar.
Oh, the Sens bucket hat for Pillzy. Let's go.
Pillzy is buzzing.
That's a good hat. You're going to like what you're going to see in a couple moments if it hasn't happened already.
Okay, we got a little chip in, down low. Puck goes up the wall. Brad Marchand.
This is the fourth line here. This is Reinhardt, Marchand, Bo Horvat, fourth line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, puck's coming out. We got Nachas over the red.
Harley behind the net.
Kind of waiting until you guys get to this. Right?
Yeah, here we go. Oh,
take your time, fella.
Man. Wow. Okay.
Wow. All the people I thought was going to get a breakaway backhand 5-hole, Bo Horvat would have been my 13th forward likely as the guest. That was sick.
I think Bo Horvat's going to turn some heads this tournament, man. I think he's having a really good season this year.
Yeah.
He had a good year. Like on that fourth line, just that size, look, the speed on that goal, like
the least talked about centerman on the team.
Goodness, man. Like this team up and down, just with the Canada at these tournaments, they do the little things right with the talent that they have. And the fact that they have a guy like Bo Horvat who can play 4 or 5 minutes and work well with a guy like Brad Marchand if you need to, like, there's going to be a problem. Like, I'm not worried about, like, I was asked this earlier today, like, are you worried, like, maybe game 1 or whatever? I'm like, if they lose to Czechia, like, they'll adjust and they'll beat France and they'll beat whoever. They'll move on. They'll do whatever they need to do. But, like, especially a game like today where, like, Czechia, like, that's not a team you sleep on. They've won a world championship the last, like, few years. They have good players at the top of their lineup. Like, this, for Canada to play this well, like, I like their chances for the rest of this tournament. I think this is as good of a start as you could have.
Yeah, and I think that probably the best storyline right now is Binnington, 22 for 22. Yep.
He's looked good, man.
Statistically, the worst goalie this year is playing up to his capabilities at the Olympic level.
Since January 1st, he has an .828 save percentage.
I just think that
0-7-0 since January 1st.
I was of the mind. I know that he's having an awful season. Yes. I just of the mind that 4 Nations final, they lose that game without him. Yeah. Like he was excellent in overtime, man. Like Matthews had 3 chances, Brady had 1.
Brady side door glove save was one of the thickest saves I've ever seen.
He was excellent, man. And I don't know why there was a discussion of who was going to be their starter here based on that.
Because of the fact that like if you're looking at a guy who's in form, Binnington is not your guy because, like I mentioned earlier, he's statistically the worst goaltender this year if you look at goals saved above expected.
Yeah.
But like I knew in the back of my mind, like they're gonna go back to that 4 Nations final, and like Jordan Binnington, the way that he played, like he's getting that look. I remember I was on a radio station. I was like, yeah, Jordan Binnington's gonna make the team. They're like, come on, we only played like 1 good game. I'm like, they won the damn final with that 1 good game you're talking about. He was great during that tournament.
And
like I would have been. I think it would have taken like something catastrophic, like beyond what we've seen already for Canada to be like, hey, you know what, we're not bringing him.
He like, and we were talking about it in the beginning of the show, like just talking about Slovakia yesterday, even Italy to an extent. It's different putting on a jersey for the nation. Yeah. Like you get some different kind of motivation. And I think for Binnington, with all the discussion about how bad the goaltending is compared to other teams, it's so motivating for him, man. And he won a cup. This guy won a cup. Like it's hard to argue with that.
Nowhere. Like I get it. Like
no, I understand though. You can't not look at his results here. Like Sweden didn't take Linus Ullmark for that reason specifically, probably.
Right, and like I would have probably started Logan Thompson again. I would like a guy who's in form, who's playing really well, and you know you want him or you want Darcy Kemper, but also like I get why Canada went back to Jordan Binnington, and at least through 2 periods here, like they've proven them right on that. They've like Czechia, give them a lot of props. Like they're playing that grit style, but Canada's really been the better team today, and they've deserved this lead.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And in Binnington's last 5 games, 821, 818, 833, 842, 821 save percentage. He's allowed 4 or more in 4 of his last 5 games, 3 in the other. Like but I hate to go back because we just talked about it a little while ago, but he's got that kind of Ray Emery swagger, if you will, where it's like, forget the numbers. If you're a Team Canada player and that guy's in net for warm up and just looking down at him, like he's the type of guy that gives you confidence.
Boys, I'll say before I dip here,
I got one more question for you after too.
Yeah. The one thing I'll say that'll get to your question: if I'm the Sens, like St. Louis should be a trading partner, right?
There's so many options for St. Louis.
Like Braden Shen. I know people kind of feel weird about Justin Falk, but Justin Falk might be an upgrade on what you have as your number 4 defenseman right now. He might be at least able to get you through to the playoffs with that. But I don't know. I think like a team like St. Louis, not saying specifically those 2 players, it has to be those 2 guys, but like
Robert Thomas.
That is an option too. I think if you're the Ottawa Senators, you have to, if you're trying to be as creative as you can, that's a team you look at as a trading partner.
The reason I mentioned Robert Thomas, and obviously be an astronomical price to get him, but he's got 5 years term left, and he's a stud.
Pretty sure he's
and
got
not
some
only that,
familiarity with some guys in that room.
Well,
too.
yeah, he lived with the Kachuk family his first year in St. Louis, so yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Final question for me, and we got the poll up here. We put it on Twitter a couple days ago. Which Sens Olympian gets the most points in this tournament? And that includes the medal round, so you can also take into account who will play the most games if you'd like. But who's your answer?
I would say, just because I expect him to play more games, probably. I'll say Brady. I mean, he's actually. You know what? Brady's not on PP1.
Timmy can have a 4-point game.
Yeah, you know what? I get the logic in Tim. I just think with the offense and this responsibilities that he's gonna get, it doesn't make sense. Like at first, I kind of thought like, okay, like who's gonna play more games? Who's gonna go farther in the tournament? Who's placed where? Yeah. Tim Stützle's the guy on Germany. There's an opportunity for him to rack up some points. He's going to be playing with Leon Draisaitl. Like, he'll get his cookies in this tournament.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, we can't wait. We appreciate you jumping on. Everyone could go check out Black Aces. I can't wait to learn how to read. This will be my first ever book going top to bottom, cover to cover. I can't wait for it, man. It feels nice. Like this is a nice hard copy book, tough to beat, so people can go to bookstores and check it out. From Julian McKenzie, forward from Jerome McGinley. Ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Ever heard of him?
Just want to say, if you're in Montreal, Argo Bookshop tonight, 7 p.m. If you're in Ottawa, February 15th at Perfect Books, that's this Sunday from 1 to 3. And February 20th, every year, Black History Ottawa, they put on this commemorative game for the Colored Hockey League of the Maritimes at the Canadian Tire Center. I will be at the CTC next Friday with books for Black Aces. So if you're out in Stittsville, you're out in Canada, you can come out 6:00 and get your copy signed. Or if you live in the city, this coming Sunday, Perfect Books on Elgin Street. Come buy some books, come hang out, come get your copy signed. Let's chop it up and talk about the Ottawa Sens or whatever you want to talk about. Let's get
people are going to want to talk about LOSP.
Hey, talk about LOSP. Shout out to the gang. Shout out to the group. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Ross. Shout out to Pillzy. Shout out to everybody, man.
We're coming March 14th. I'm going to be bringing my book on that trip. Need to get that signed from you. Appreciate you.
I got you.
And everyone can follow you on Twitter as well. JKA McKenzie on Twitter. Appreciate you, brother. Enjoy the rest of your day and go Canada.
Let's go, man.
All
See
right.
you guys. Thanks.
There he goes. Julian McKenzie. What an absolute beauty. Pillsy's going to be on in just a couple minutes here from Cancun. Absolute beauty. Shout out to everyone for joining us. Early morning stream. Figured that it would just be a nice close-knit group of Canadians wanting to watch the game. Chat's been active. Love to see that. Jim, B-Man, Lafayette Ambition. I butchered that. You're a beauty, though. Love everybody for being here in the chat. So shout out to them. Shout out to Jack. Love you, buddy. This is a blast. And tournament's just getting started. So can't wait.
I'm kind of like sitting here with my mouth agape here, Ross, watching Celebrini and
look at this. Just before it goes off, last 10 games with an NHL roster, the men's Olympic team is 10-0 with 38 goals for, 12 against, and they've trailed for 0 seconds.
They could throw Ron McLean out there with that stick in his hand, and they'd be fine, man. This team is elite. I'm watching Celebrini and McDavid pass the puck around in the offensive zone, and I'm starting to think, why are we even talking about this tournament being up for grabs? I know it's a 1 goal, 1 game, whatever it may be. They look so good. They look just as advertised. But yeah, defensively, I think they're not like, this isn't Travis Green shot prevention type of stuff we're seeing from Canada. Like but they're not giving up grade A's. There's been no grade A's really for Czechia. But when Binnington's had to make save, he's made them. Like, I think if you told me that Czechia would have about 22 shots before the end of the second, I'd be a little worried, to be honest. But
but no, they're looking good though still, and I think this just speaks to Team Canada just being dominant, right?
How about Bo Horvat? What a goal by Horvat! Like, that's
sick. And like, he's such a sneaky elite player, and you could honestly say that the downfall of the Vancouver Canucks started when they traded Bo Horvat.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. I think Canucks fans will tell you the same thing. What's interesting, Ross, McKinnon has that disallowed goal, but they essentially scored. Like they generated a chance enough where they were able to score. It just doesn't count because of the penalty that happened right at the same time. Every line has scored now for Canada here in this game. Then that's the only one that hasn't, and they technically did. That's a hell of a start for this team. I'm really enjoying just seeing the defense too. Actually, I've liked what I've seen from some of the defensemen. Cale Makar in particular, I think, has been great. And I'm liking my pick to have Macklin Celebrini be the MVP because I'm so impressed by this kid already.
Dude, him opening the scoring, you can still hear me good?
Yeah.
Him opening the scoring is just such a nice touch to all this.
Oh yeah. He's been nice. Marner with a beautiful move on Stone's goal. I think McDavid's been all around it. He's due for a goal, but yeah, watching them in the offensive zone, man. I know that we were talking about something else when it happened, but Stone's goal, someone commented biggest mistake by Dorian. I think hands down the biggest.
Well, he admitted it on Locked On Senators.
He did. That's right.
Yeah. Do you have any regrets?
While he was the general manager still of the Ottawa Senators.
That's not even the wildest thing he said. It was when he said that he was thinking about kidnapping McDavid from a hotel in Vegas.
Right. That's normal. Totally normal. That's
outrageous.
okay.
You want to see something outrageous too, by the way?
Would
Look what
love
my
to.
wife made me do. This is our pantry. Everything is so organized.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's
I'm not even allowed to write on the things because my writing's so ugly.
That's a new level. That's a new
tough.
level.
And I'm
right
not
there.
being, by the way, that's coffee brewing. It sounds
No
probably
worries.
a little bit like that, but we're cooking with gas now because Pillzy is Pina Colada.
Oh my
Pillzy
goodness.
is on the
Look at this
program.
guy.
What's up, dude? How are
guys?
you?
Can't complain, honestly. Canada up 3-0. The weather's nice here. Got a pina colada in my hand. Unfortunately, the Olympics, gotta hand it to them. They are so good at stopping you from getting any content online. So I've been having to scour the bowels of Twitter to find people that post the goal highlights and watch from there. But I was able to see the first two goals. Didn't see the Bo Horvat goal, but I heard it was a breakaway. He went 5-hole or something like that.
Beautiful goal. Yeah. Pillsy, are you enjoying the sun? Any Canadians around you, man, for interested in what's going on in the games at all?
I haven't noticed any. I wasn't able to find a stream to watch the game. TSN blacked me out here, fair. And I'm not good at technology enough to find an illegal stream that works.
Uh-oh.
That's great timing.
Great timing. Not good at technology. And he cuts out.
He'll jump right back in. What a guy. Day one, though. Hey, no tan for Pillsy yet. Alex is on it.
It'll come. Man, I'm jealous. I'm going to be there tomorrow. I'm going to somewhere warm tomorrow. I'm going to be the same boat. Kind of stressing me out about finding a stream, man. No, I'm not going to Cuba.
Got to get some gas back in Cuba.
Mark Stone doing an interview. That's the one that got away. That really is.
Well, I mean, I saw our guy Steve on Sens go pull up a photo of Hossa and Chara with the Sens together and saying it's pretty impressive they messed this up.
Yep. Well, those were like Chara, obviously, but Hossa for Heatley, I think you can look at and say that's obviously career-wise you want Hossa, but Heatley was.
Yeah, and we'll never know. We'll never know the real story, but you got to think Chara was pretty pissed that they traded Hossa.
Yeah, maybe.
And especially the way they did it. They signed him and then traded him later that day and didn't tell him. Like,
I mean, we didn't get into it with Julian, but obviously he's been here in the last few years under the Staios and Lauer regime. But, I mean, you can point to everything kind of circling back to the Melnick years, right? Like he buys the team in 2003. They're great that season, and then things start to change after that. Like it's not hard to find where the apple falls from the tree, I guess. I don't know if that's the right saying, but yeah. Difficult, hard to see Mark Stone doing this, but he's one of those guys I'm cheering for all the time.
Oh, for sure. All right, we got Pina Colada Pillzy's coming back. Can you hear me the same as you did before?
Yep.
Okay, because I think going no mic is the play here. I've got a little inside baseball here. I got this like tiny little stool that I put. It's a little higher up than our coffee table, so it basically just has my laptop as the coverage for it. So unfortunately, no room for the microphone. Pillsy looks frozen down below, but
he does. He might be struggling with the resort Wi-Fi.
Yeah, he's in and out on the resort Wi-Fi. Somebody's got to get this guy an international plan.
I know. I feel bad for him that he's
throw it in the Kuzma negotiations. We got to get some Mexico, US, Canada Wi-Fi.
Although you can see behind me, Ross, it's kind of sunny day here in Montreal. I'm feeling
it's
like
a beautiful day in Winnipeg. We've had some cold ones recently, but we're sitting with some good weather right now here.
Yeah, it's a nice
-3 and sunny today. High of -1. We got -2 high tomorrow. Not even minus. We got 0 on Saturday and Sunday this weekend, which is like unheard of. I can't wait to get to Ottawa though. I haven't been since summer. Like I remember obviously before having a kid, I made sure to come every couple months even, but got to plan things a little bit more further in advance these days, of course. So no, we're dialed in for that weekend. Oh, hey Alfie, come here. Alfie, come here.
I love that your dog's name is Alfie. That's just awesome.
Dude, and thankfully I live in Winnipeg, because if I lived in Ottawa, you call Alfie at the dog park and every dog starts running your way. He was sitting here watching the game. I guess he got tired, and he probably heard some food probably upstairs for Lily, and that means that he is her co-pilot. He is her Robin whenever she's eating, because he's trying to rob some of that food. Man.
Some scraps. Alex, just looking in the chat here, I like Montreal, man. It's I know it's the land of the Habs, but they love hockey here. It's so much better. I haven't lived in Toronto to compare, but just being in the GTA for a little bit, like it's just a different beast here, man. It's a good place to be. Good place to be. There we go. I got Pina Colada.
Here's Pina Colada Pillzy.
There we go. The Olympics heard me chirping them and immediately found my Wi-Fi and got me out of there. Sorry about that, guys.
Dude, I was even feeling strange putting the Canada Olympic logo on the thumbnail. I was like, are they going to get me for this? Like,
yeah.
Why are they so protective?
I don't know. Jeff, they're just villains. They don't want anyone to enjoy anything. They probably expect you to pay like a certain tax to watch it in different countries, but that's okay. So I'll just be asking questions, I guess, most of the time. Have we got to see a Team Canada power play?
Yes, early.
It was too early in the game. You know how those early power plays, they go one way or the other? Like they controlled it, a lot of it. They had the first unit out for 95 seconds, almost the full 2 minutes, and they couldn't bury there. But now, the nicest goal of the game, maybe Horvat, but like McKinnon scored a beauty, but Suzuki took a tripping penalty as the puck came to McKinnon. It was a penalty for sure, and it wasn't like an egregious trip, but after the pass, he put his stick to the right, and it went right between the Czech player's legs, so he went down. They had to call it, but I will say, like, the penalties haven't been egregious yet.
No,
like,
they've let a lot go.
Call.
McKinnon probably could have got a cross-checking penalty at one point. Like, there have been a few. Wilson had a huge hit on Gudis. But Pillzy, every line is scored. Obviously, the McKinnon one didn't count, so that they're on the scoreboard. I think we might have lost him again. Oh, no, he's back.
True.
So every line's contributed. They've looked good. I'm having a blast watching Macklin, Celebrini, and McDavid pass the puck around. Like, it's exactly what you'd expect, man. They're dogs on the puck, both of them. It's so fun. So fun.
And everyone knows I love watching Mitch Marner play. Seeing him do that backhand sauce pass to former Ottawa Senator Mark Stone was absolutely beautiful. And I thought for a second they were going to take back that Celebrini goal. It was close. Like, he got as close to the crossbar as you can, but thank goodness they didn't take it back.
Oh no!
I love people are expecting this at this point.
Yeah, like he's just struggling with the connection. That's okay though. He got some things to get off his chest though. Pillsy does. Like,
no, he does. I feel like we should tell him to like record a 2-minute video and just send it in.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he'll be able to send it in, Ross. That connection's not doing too hot. But I've loved just everything. Like they look cohesive, a lot more cohesive than I thought they would on offense. I think the practices did them well. The time to kind of get together.
I'm saying the Olympics is censoring you.
Showing some highlights of the skiing right now.
The Super G is so nasty.
This is crazy. Like,
what do you think the hardest Olympic sport is?
That's actually a hard question. I don't think luge is hard, but it's dangerous. So I'm not going to put hardest. I think some of the skiing and the ski jumping. You know what the hardest is? I think the one where they do the long ski jump, where they do. It's the one. I think it's called big jump or something like that, where they like fly out like flying squirrels. You ever seen that one? I think that's the hardest.
He goes, all right, well, we gave it a try. Ha ha. What a guy. For me, it's the big air. because I just can't imagine.
That's what I'm talking about.
Up that hill, yeah, and just looking down and seeing like that jump and being like, okay.
And they like lean forward right to the last second, like the pressure on your knees and stuff, man. I can't imagine. I think Moguls is up there, like you mentioned earlier.
On your knees for sure. And then how they just have these little jumps in the middle of it. It's like, what?
Man, what a goal by Horvat. It's great.
Yeah.
Huge moment for him. So I was talking on Twitter yesterday, Ross, about all the generation of Canadian players that did not get to taste the Olympics because of 2018 and 2022.
Yeah, you mentioned Claude Giroux, eh?
Well, man, I mean, he had 102 points, his career best season in 2018 when they should have been there.
Oh, brutal. We got an injury update. Per Pierre LeBrun, Josh Morrissey will not return for the third period.
Oh, boy. That's not
Hopefully
good.
That's just a little nick and that he's good for the rest of the tournament because we were just talking earlier how important he is for this team.
So that bumps Sanheim up, I guess. Or no, Theodore. Theodore's dressed.
Yeah, Theodore's dressed. And frankly, I thought Theodore should have been in the mix either way.
Yeah, so now you got a left side of what, Taze, Theodore, and Sanheim?
Harley.
And
I'm out this one.
Yeah, they bring up they bring 8 defensemen for a reason, but obviously, hopefully, that's nothing major for. I saw Kel McCarr in discomfort at some point in that second period. But yeah, man, I'm loving what I'm seeing. I love how Julian was ahead of us for everything after all the grinding we did to line up.
Yeah, so funny. Yeah, we can take some questions too here during intermission. Then we're dialing in for this third period. We had a great chat with Julian second period, but like now, like it's as though it's the Sens watch along here for the third because, man, I'm curious to see how the boys are going to look here. But Hallock Skiers asking if I'm a Jets fan at all, living in Winnipeg these days. The answer is I like seeing them do well. Obviously, the vibe around the city, the whiteout, just better when they're doing well, but anybody who saw me at the Sens Jets game, like it's not even close. Like if I'm watching a Jets game and they lose, I just go along with my life and sure, who cares whether they win or lose, doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, I'm all in on the Ottawa Senators as might be the understatement of the century there.
I think so. I'm kind of the same. I always say with the Oilers, Ross. I've got family out there. I lived out there for a little bit. My parents like the Oilers. So they're my Western team, I'd say, but you're in a great spot because it's a Western Canadian, and
not only that, my go-to line with people, whether it's at work or just around town, is that Gary Bettman would have an aneurysm before he allowed a Winnipeg-Ottawa Stanley Cup final.
Yeah,
100%. I don't think I'm in any sort of trouble to see a Jets-Sens final.
No, it's amazing they let the Ducks and Sens happen, to be honest. I mean, they got a little California push from that in 07, but that's it. And there's the highlight of Macklin Celebrini. Skilled competitive joy.
That's 3 words to describe his game. Do you see what Devon Taves said for his?
Yep, pass to Kale. So good. Yeah, he's Celebrini's been great this season. So fun to watch. You get to see him in Ottawa for his annual trip.
Yep. So third period's about to get underway, and that's great because it's actually 15-minute intermissions in international hockey.
I've noticed that they're shorter
because they don't do like the Timbits or anything. So they just
right to
the ice and away you go, puck down. If you're trying to stream up with ours, we're at 19:45 left in the period and counting, of course. Pucks in the D zone for Czech. Little bump by Marner, and it goes around. Stone keeping it deep.
I think this line's going to be a pain to play against, man, if they keep them together. Just so defensively aware.
They have 3 of the most active sticks on the team.
I know. Like the fact that Crosby's the worst defensive forward on that line probably is insane.
Right.
Like they've got a clear role, I think. And this is a good period, I think. Oh, here's Parayko. Just walked in front of McKinnon's shot after setting him up. That was a tough sequence there. I think this would be a good period just to see what they do, like how they shut it down a little bit, right? They're going to have to close out leads at some point, you think?
Let's take a quick we'll get to this question from Jim here at the next whistle, but it's what would you rather? What's the most important to you guys for the trade deadline for Ottawa? But we'll hit that next whistle, which I thought we were about to have, but Nate just put one in the air, but it stayed in. I think you got to win this period too, though, just for the confidence sake. Get a couple of guys their first cookies. I'd love to see McDavid bury one.
Me too. Here he comes out there with the kid. Like, look at this forecheck from Celebrini. Like, that's the stuff that just, it's an extra effort to get in on the puck, man. He's a coach's dream, that kid.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. We got a whistle here. Trade deadline talk from Jim. Top 6 sniper, top 4 right shot D, or a legit backup. What's most important to you guys? And this is trade deadline. So not necessarily the biggest need in terms of long term, but at the deadline, what are you hoping for?
I'd say top 4 right D. I like the forwards a lot. I think I'm kind of comfortable with the 12 they've got right now with a guy injured. Like, I think Perron can slide in on basically any line, and it could work when he's healthy. I'm going top 4 right D, and I think it's pretty mixed with they need to upgrade there, but also Jensen just hasn't played well enough, so they need another guy that they can play comfortably with Shabbat. Yeah, that would be mine.
It would take some work though, because like if you do trade for a top 4 defenseman, Jensen either has to be in that trade or be moved in a different trade, just to make the money work. Most likely, like they got $4.5 million in cap space, so like I guess you could get certain players, but I think that you're likely. It depends what you'd have to give up in terms of prospects or picks, but it'd be nice to get another pick.
I know that, and Uyghur's the guy. I know you guys talked to Bruce about that for a long time.
Yeah, he was very, like, he said there's been like more than kicking tires. So.
Yeah, and I like the language he used there, obviously. I love when insiders are on podcasts, like Friedman does it also. You can see they're trying to find the right word to describe it. Bruce was good with that. And I think that they're I don't hate the idea of Uyghur, don't get me wrong. I'm just, with the way I
stand by that if you're getting Uyghur, you're not paying you're not paying a premium to get him. Like, he's having a bad year and he's got term. You could look at that as almost like, to an extent, helping Calgary out to let them have more flexibility in their off season and how they're going to build their team around. So I think that, like, I'm seeing some people throw Yakimchuk's name. Like, that's not for Uyghur. No shot. You don't even, like, Hensler's probably off like an untouchable in a McKenzie Uyghur trade. Like, the only reason why he wouldn't be is because, is there a world where over the course of Uyghur's contract where you could have both Yak and Hensler in the lineup? But like, Hensler's also like, he's not like a one and done at college, or 2, I guess, because they drafted him after his freshman year. But like, he's going back to Wisconsin next year too. Like, yeah, and then he's going to be an AHL guy. Like, he's probably going to take more of a Tyler Clevin path to the NHL. I was actually just going to say, I envision Hensler being a Clevin type of bottom pair, maybe second pairing kind of right shot defenseman. The thing is with me, Ross, I'll go further than Uyghur this season. Like, I don't hate the idea of bringing him in. For me, it's just, if you bring him in with the term he's got left, look at McKinnon go. Oh, McKinnon's flying.
Wow. Dostal's been great tonight.
Good save.
Or this morning, I should say. With Uyghur's contract, like, I'm starting to put question marks on Artem Zub's future here. Then that's where I start doing. If you get Uyghur, and with the way Zub has played this season with Sanderson, that's not an asset I want to move on from. And by any means,
I don't know why people, especially earlier on the season, were also mentioning that. Like, I get when people have a year plus left on their contract, it's always a discussion. But I mean,
if you get Zub for like a 4 or 5 year deal at $6 million, I'm signing that tomorrow, right? Like a bit of a pay raise, a bit more security into his late 30s. That's the guy.
He's sneaky young. Like, he's a 96 birth year.
He's 30.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, when you talk contract, next summer will be 31. What do you want to give him? And like, I just don't want to bring another 30-plus-year-old to this blue line. We've got so much youth coming in, man. Like, I think there's room for one guy comfortably over the age of 30 beyond this season. And that might be insane to say, but
it's just, when you're looking at upgrading a position, why is there even any discussion about taking away the best player that you have at that position?
Yeah, and it's not that it hasn't been a discussion yet. I'm just, when you get Uyghur in there, if Yakimchuk starts pushing, then all of a sudden you've got this logjam, which they already have. Right. You got Jordan Spence playing well. Like,
Paolo can't even get in the game.
He's an Olympian and he can't even get in the lineup for the Olympics because.
Although I will say, like, I think everybody kind of tire pumped Matt and Paolo's Four Nations a little bit more.
Yeah, he's not good. He wasn't that good.
He played.
He did.
He's dashed 5 in 3 games, playing 10 minutes a night.
I think I do feel bad for Matt and Paolo because he was playing over Spence, and it was a lot of why isn't Spence playing? Why isn't Spence playing? And now that Spence is playing, Matt and Paolo has suffered because of that. But
yeah, but I don't think
he's an answer.
Matt and Paolo rode the buses for a little bit in Belleville. I'm sure that he would much rather be a healthy scratch in the NHL on one-way money than what he did in his first full year.
100%. Yeah, but anyway, to close the book on Uyghur, like, I think today he makes your team better, but you know me, I'm very bullish on Carter Yakimchuk, and I think that anything to block that kid from getting an opportunity in this team's top 4 with Shabbat or Sanderson is a mistake long term. And I just think that, but then that also goes in tow with, I don't want to get a guy who's a rental by any means. So
no,
I'm looking at a Dylan Cousins type of deal.
6.25 for Uyghur is going to look very good in a couple of years. Like, I know that he's going to get older and he's already going down, but like, with the cap going up, that's like a guy making 3.5, 3.8. Can
I point out something that Bruce said, and I'm going to kind of disagree with Bruce when he's not here. He pointed out Yakimchuk's defensive game, which is so fair because he does need to work on that.
Dude, wait till you hear what Halliday said about it, though. Halliday was pumping his tires.
But then Bruce goes and talks about Uyghur, and he says, his plus minus is bad, but he's on a bad team. I'm like, that's the same thing with Carter Yakimchuk, like to a T. I've watched a couple of goals against lately that Yakimchuk's caught a minus on. I'd be going livid if I'm catching a minus for some of these. Like, he's doing everything perfectly, and it's bad goals on Levy, whatever it may be. Like, it's just a tough stat. I'm not saying Yakimchuk's elite defensively, but I don't know if he ever will be. I just think that he's a guy that I'm very excited about as a prospect, and I think the team is too. So they shouldn't do anything like Uyghur. I have a theory about Steve Stais. I'm going a little nuts here. I think we always hear he's looking for a top 6 right winger, looking for a top 4 defenseman. I think he calls about all of them to drive up the market price on some of them. You notice how Detroit's in on every single guy they want?
Yeah.
Like, do you think he's doing that to be like, I've built up a reputation here, I'm going to make a trade, I'm going to swing, and then Detroit kind of balks at the price going up a little bit, and then Anderson goes to Vegas anyway? You know, like, I feel like there's a little bit of that in him because he's in on every single guy. They were in on Marner, rumored. You know, like, I just think that there's something to that, like getting your rivals to kind of, when you've got similar needs, to be in on guys too. What a move. Well, anyway, that's a big talk, but yeah, I think, are you good with the forward group though?
Yeah, I'm good with the forward group. I almost think getting another goalie's to play, and Bruce brought up maybe trading Sogard. You're not going to have 5 goalies on one-way money, but it'd make me sad for a couple minutes. Like, I like Mads. Maybe he needs a fresh start, but I've also, here we go. We got a Canada power play coming.
Did you see the way he left the ref raised his arm there? It's almost like an L. He just didn't even want to put it up there.
But yeah, like, I don't know, man. Like, I mean, we just saw it in the last game against Philly. Like, how many games can you realistically project Ullmark to play?
I don't know. It's just it's so frustrating. Like, as a fan of this team, like, how do you rely on a guy who just, and like, I want to make, like, I've said it before, you guys have all said it. I think we've been extremely lenient with Ullmark for the course of his tenure here. And like, obviously the reason he was away this year is not something that we're used to seeing in the NHL. We're not used to seeing it in Ottawa. And he was very open about it. And I think he got a lot of support from the fan base for that. And I really do. And I think it was kind of nice. It was really, really nice to see that. But at the same time, he just hasn't been available this season as much as they need him to be. And if he's not, like, this team can't be taken seriously to take the next step in, like, the goal at the end of the day isn't just to make the playoffs, right? Like, they want to make some noise. He's a big part of that if they want to. And like, I think with that also though, Ross, like, do you have the confidence to go make a move to bolster your lineup for this season, knowing the situation in goal? Like, it's a tough spot. I actually wanted to point out, I wanted to get your thoughts on our guy Brennan at Everyday Sens put out a tweet, I think yesterday, about Lafreniere in New York and Braden Schneider in New York. 2 guys who fit the bill of like under contract, mid-20s, that I could see them doing. Like, it's not a move where if you miss the playoffs, you're like, oh boy, what'd this team just do? They risked it all for nothing. Like, if they missed the playoffs last season, Cousins and Zetterlund are still okay pieces to have. Like, it's not like they went all in for 1 year. Yeah. I could see them doing that. A rental would be really surprising, I think. And I think goaltending is a huge reason why.
All right, we got a power play here. Dominic Kubalik in the box. Sends abroad with the worst camera angle possible here.
McDavid to McKinnon. Oh, my God.
13 seconds into the power play. That's so nasty.
I think that was Sid to McDavid to McKinnon again. 13 seconds.
They need to get rid of this tracking camera.
The drone thing, you don't like it, eh?
No. It's not as bad as the behind the net one on the power play, but just
give me
the overhead.
I have a hot take. I'm enjoying seeing power play setups like that.
Okay, so yeah, Sid cycles up, down low to McDavid, and saucer pass backdoor.
Can't defend that.
Thanks for coming.
I mean, that look at McDavid. He's not even looking at McKinnon the whole time. There he goes. Oh, it was in the air. He batted it in midair.
So, look at McDavid. He's like, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think those guys all sit there and be like, wow, it's fun to play with you guys? McKinnon from McDavid and Crosby. I mean, hard to draw it up better than that. I know we haven't talked a lot about the U.S. because they're not playing right now, but they play later today.
He's the net front.
Their power play looks nice.
Like, I watched a lot of the
Can you hear this, by the way?
Syracuse.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. I'm just pulling up the clip of Halliday talking about Yak.
Give Yacker the puck in space, like they got.
Yeah, I want to see that. I'm
so sick. Dude.
Oh, Makar. Oh. Yeah, I just think like they did not draft Carter Yakimchuk to be like, we're going to turn you into a defensive defenseman. Like they know what this kid is as long as he can hang, and he will, man. This team defends the best in the league. They're so good. There's no better place to learn. I think it's time. I want to see him. Unless he's coming up here and being Nick Jensen, that's a disaster, but there's no way. There's no way that he's as inept defensively right now as Nick Jensen's playing. I'd be shocked if that happened. It does help that since I started pumping Yakimchuk's tires, Ross, he's gone on a heater offensively because he needed that. Because the stats weren't pretty for a bit. How about Crosby? 2 assists. Just climbing. Olympic points. I mean, this is probably going to be their biggest test in the round robin. It's 4-zip in the third period here. Like, this is...
But Bennington's been sharp, too. Like, I don't want that to be overlooked.
Parayko just nailed Pasternak.
Yep.
Look at McKinnon. Look at this.
Go.
Like, what are we watching? They've got superstars everywhere. What do you make of them not staying in the village or, like, leaving the village when the
Apparently they did it in Sochi. They did it in Vancouver. I got no problem. I don't care.
I could care less, but I think it's something the U.S. media is running with a little bit. I'm actively going to cheer so hard against the States. I already know it. But I was going to say their power play. You seen the U.S. power play top unit, how they're lining up? Looks pretty good.
It looks pretty good. Alex, I'm not sure. Oilers buying out Frederick, that would be like a 14-year buyout. Doesn't he have 7 years left?
Crazy. 8.
Yeah, but after, like, if they bought him out next summer.
Yeah, like that.
Next commercial, by the way, I'm going to play a 2-minute clip from Stephen Halliday on
about Yakimchuk. Oh boy, I'm going to sit back and drink my maple syrup. Forgot to take a shot of maple syrup.
Oh yeah, here we go.
You like this with the Canadian leaf?
Yeah, that's beautiful. All right, good timing. We got it right here.
It's so sweet.
It's delicious, though. All right, here's Stephen Halliday coming Friday on LOSP.
We're on a Yacker dangle the guy, but like, I got it. Like Philly left the bumper and kind of like drew the guy in the pass to him, and he gave it back to me, and then Yacker was wide open because both guys were on me and Phil, and then give Yacker the puck in space. Like the guys.
Was that the one where he toe dragged in the slot and ripped short side?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
But he actually had one. If you go watch the highlights, he gave already a unreal play before. It was actually nicer play. Same thing. but he passed it after. He went forehand, backhand pass, and then already like the goalie made a 6 save on him. And the next one, he just ripped it short side. The guy's nasty. I've never seen a guy I told him this. I'm like, dude, I haven't toe dragged in like 3-4 years. And every time this guy toe drags, he just walks the guy. Every time. This guy took a penalty on him last game. Literally, like, just danced one guy, danced another guy in the slot, just like had to hook him.
Tell me I'm an idiot, but how good would Yak look on Timmy's wing?
Oh, dude, he'd be nasty.
That's what I'm saying.
He'd be nasty.
That's what I'm saying. I've always been against putting defensemen at forward, but I've been comparing Yak to young Brent Burns every now and again. I was like, just throw him up there. He scored like that goal he scored last game, a wraparound where he takes the puck in from the red line. Like,
dude, that's his thing though. He anticipates so well. He probably knew the guy was passing it, and he's probably laughing. I bet you Yak was laughing the minute he accepted it on the ice. Like, and then like he faked the goalie pretty good too, because that goalie's pretty good. Yeah. The Halverson guy. So I mean, that he's done some crazy stuff that he hasn't scored on. Like I know like it's hard to watch Belleville games, but if like you watched a couple of these games, man, like this guy, if you clip a couple stuff, like I heard in Winnipeg, I wasn't there, but he told me he had a sick play. In Winnipeg, he almost scored on it. Yeah. He almost scored on it, eh? It would have been like a goal of the year. Like he does it every game, man. If there was enough clip people, like you could have like a highlight tape of this guy just walking guys every game.
So nasty.
That's sick. That makes me feel good that an NHL caliber player thinks Carter Yakimchuk is nasty. I just seen too much slander on him, Ross. Too many stats, too many guys looking at the box score, the dash, whatever it may be. I mean, Jake Sanderson was -14 last season.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, it's just crazy because he was obviously a bit off the board at 7, but he was still a top player in that draft
for sure.
And like, there's just been a bit of a lack of excitement around this prospect, and he's 20 years old and scoring highlight reel goals in the AHL, like doing his thing. And I just think that he's going to be a huge piece to this roster when he's ready.
Yeah, no, he's unique.
Yeah, definitely. And that's not a bad thing. We've got a guy who can defend against the best of them, and Jake Sanderson. We need an Erik Karlsson type of offense on the back end, and that's the guy.
Forget if it was on air or off air. We'll have to wait for the interview to drop on Friday, LOSP. But he thinks that Yak would be the perfect pair with Thomas Chabot.
Guess who else has been saying that? Jack Richardson. Not to pat myself on the back again, but
you and Halliday, known hockey IQ haver.
Me and Big Red. Talk about another guy who I would hate to see go is Stephen Halliday. That's not a guy I'm moving anytime soon.
Yeah.
Look at Sam Bennett.
Here we go. Wheel.
Is it crazy to say that Canada got better with those 2 injuries, like Braden Point and Anthony Cirelli?
No, I mean Braden Point's a stud, but
he is. I have not a theory, but like I think John Cooper inherently is going to play him a lot more than he probably needed to be. You know, and same with Cirelli, just because he knows them and like knows what they bring, and they're great players. Don't get me wrong.
Kind of feels like Point would have been where Wilson is.
Exactly, and I don't think that's as effective. Like, you need some size in that line. And it's working, man. They're like this Czech team's big. They're physical. Like Wilson laying the hammer on Radko Gudas is exactly why he's here.
Dude, here's Sid. Dude,
Stone.
How did Stone get that off?
He's best hands in the league. Marner.
I regret not buying. Like back in the day, they used to have the used sticks in the Sens shop at the rink. They don't do that anymore. And I remember like Mark Stone's stick was like 10 pounds.
It's the knob. He has a whole roll of tape on the knob. It's insane. I've only seen goalies do that. Look at this. I mean,
I love really here with the score is that everyone on Canada has something to play for the rest of this one, right? You're playing for Binner.
For sure. And I think goal differential is so important at the end of the day. So they gotta. Oh, I'm curious. Does last change matter here? Obviously, it does. Like, there's a home and away team.
Yeah, I mean, John Cooper said in his interview, he's like, "We want teams to match with us. Like, we don't care."
No, that's fair. I'm just thinking like a gold medal game, Canada, US win out. Like, who's got the better goal differential? Who gets last change in that? Because that matters.
Although even with USA, like I really don't care. I put any of these 4 lines up against anybody.
Well, if I'm maybe even from the US's perspective, like if you want Jake Sanderson and Werenski out there as much as possible, which is possible, what their blue line is kind of what Canada's forwards are, just without all the accolades. And there's another goal. Nick Suzuki.
Suzuki in front. Let's go. Get the
McDavid,
maple syrup out, fella.
Yeah.
That's 5.
I can hear them singing in the streets here in Montreal. Suzuki.
Awesome. Nice tip. Nice tip.
I said it to you on the phone the other day, but I think Suzuki's a guy we're going to love at the end of this tournament, unfortunately.
Yep. No, he's a great player.
Yeah. And for the record here, I'm a little less so on Hudson, but I can't believe Cole Caulfield didn't make that team.
I don't even know if he tried to tip that. I think he was trying to take it to his forehand.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, no, he was.
What? You think that was a tip?
I think so. The side angle.
Maybe. It's a good tip.
It's a great tip.
Oh, the Olympic logo.
Nice little shimmy by McDavid to get it going.
So good, man. He's unbelievable. Because Crosby at his peak was obviously at the level McDavid's at, just in terms of generating offense and stuff. But the different era that they were playing in, like it was so defensive. And you look at that Sochi team, like I don't think they had more than 3 goals in any game that they played or something. It was really tight games, and I think Crosby just had to change his game and blend in a little bit. But the way the league's going with all the skill, McDavid's just been able to flourish, man. His offense is so impressive to watch.
Yeah.
We're spoiled. We're spoiled as Canadians. And we've been missing this for 12 years, man.
Insane.
Long time coming.
Scoring summary. Macklin Celebrini with 6 seconds left in the first period from Cale Makar and Connor McDavid. Second period, 6 minutes in, Mark Stone from Mitch Marner and Sidney Crosby. Then Bo Horvat's sick breakaway goal from Marchand and Thomas Harley. Then McKinnon from McDavid and Crosby on the power play. And now it's Suzuki from McDavid and Harley. So if you're counting at home, that's 3 assists for Connor McDavid, 2 assists for Thomas Harley.
Crosby's got 2 as well, I think.
Yep, Sid's got 2 assists.
Gonna need my guy Celebrini just get a few more points here to get that MVP consideration up.
Yep.
It's gonna be hard on this team. That's why it's a bit of a dark horse, I think. I mean, look at Pasternak. He can't do anything.
No, I haven't noticed him once.
Smothered. I'd put Pasta in the most underrated player in the league category.
He shouldn't be.
I know, but he's making Morgan Geekie look like a 50-goal scorer.
Yeah.
And we're counting the Bruins out.
Yeah. That's true. Nice keep
Makar.
on Makar. Oh, that would have been so sick.
His shifting at the line is crazy.
I wish they could play Switzerland right after this.
Oh my God. Dude, Cale Makar is so good. You know what? This also feels good.
That's too many men. Let's get the power play going to work. Come on.
Way too many men. This feels so good with how the World Juniors have gone the last 3 consecutive years. Czechia beating Canada all 3 years. This was long overdue. And Celebrini played on one of those teams. I'm pretty sure he did.
Celebrini, yeah, he did. The one in Finland where Jordan Donovan was the late call for that team.
That's right. Sneaky prospect.
Halliday was telling us, again, we chatted with him as long, if not longer, off air than we did on. But, nice tip by Sid. Get it.
Sid's hungry.
Yeah.
I like this. They're not stopping. Goals matter.
No, goals matter. But he was saying, he's like, guys, like Jordan Donovan has been unreal this year.
I liked him when I saw the game in Laval. I actually thought he was really good.
He's like, the points aren't necessarily there because he's playing a shutdown role. Apparently Crotty got injured though. And that's been the pair. It's been Dorian Donovan. I always call him Dorian, like Jorian and then Dorian.
Because Pierre Dorian drafted Jorian Donovan.
Yeah. Here we go. Give it to him. Oh.
Dude, McKinnon being a sniper with that kind of speed is just so threatening. Here we go.
Oh, sick save.
I mean, this could be like 10-0 at this point.
Yeah, Dostal's been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice little tap. That's a nice little tip there.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, more LSB later today. Graham Creech on the show. Absolute beauty, that guy. We have a great chat with him.
I love Creech. Great guy.
He's just a great vibes guy. He was so fired up when he got on because he couldn't get his headphones working. We got it figured out though.
He's such a great guy. I crossed paths with him a lot at when I was working at 580 CFRA there.
Yeah.
Same building, literally right across from them. I watched those guys all the time. He's great to talk sports with. Big Michigan fan. That was the year that they won the national championship, I think.
Yep. Which game are you going to have on this afternoon? The States against Latvia or Tim Stützle and Germany taking on Lars Eller and Denmark?
I gotta be honest, I think Germany, man. I think I want to see. I want to if we can find it. Like I think I want to see Timmy play at this level. I think the U.S. should steamroll Latvia.
Dude, the fact that this hits pack, the first two hits are McKinnon and McDavid. It just
setting the tone.
Everything you need to know about this game.
One thing we didn't talk about with Julian when we got into Timmy and just how his game has just evolved and he's dragging them into the fight a lot. Like him and Sanderson don't get enough credit for how hard they play each and how that rejuvenates the entire bench. Like if you see Tim Stützle going in for a hit like he does a lot and play physical and take abuse from all the other players that know you're the best player and fight through it and find a way to produce still, like it goes so far, man. It's hard to explain that. You can't really put it into words what that does for a bench and a team. So seeing McDavid and McKinnon do it, like this Canadian team's got it.
By the way, worth noting, the ref from the NHL in this game is Wes McCauley. Funny enough.
Surprised there haven't been more penalties.
Yeah, I haven't noticed him yet at all. I was under the thought that a Canadian ref couldn't ref Canadian team, but I guess most of, if not all, the NHL refs are Canadian or American, so it wouldn't be able to work out. So
can't wait for the States to have a call go against them and then everyone go up in arms.
Yeah, the linesman in today's game, one's Canadian, one's American. And then the other ref is Swedish, Mikael Holm. Looking at ice time in this game, kind of like what John Cooper was saying, like they're rolling for the most part 3.5 lines, really. Interesting to note, Suzuki's only at 13 minutes in this game. Now, it hasn't updated to his goal yet, so maybe that's up a couple minutes. But the only guys that haven't really played are, funny enough, Sam Reinhart's only at 5:37, Bo Horvat 5:37, and Marchand 5:59.
Interesting. I mean, that's the fourth line.
4 minutes. Bennett's only had 7 shifts in this game.
It's the fourth line and the 13th forward. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of rolling the top 9 here.
The top guys, like McDavid's only at 13:04.
That's the thing. You think about how deep this team is when you got a guy like McDavid only playing 13 minutes and that's rolling 3 lines. Like that's crazy. He's used to.
Makar's only played 12:27. Now this might be going into the third period actually, because I don't think that the IIHF website is up to the minute when it comes to that. So
you're probably right.
See, but
still 13 minutes through 2 periods is very low for Connor McDavid. Like he plays 25 a night sometimes, man. He plays all the time for Edmonton.
And worth noting as well that the shots in the third period, right? In the third period, 6 for Czechia and 14 for Canada. So they've gotten better as the game's gone on.
Yeah, this has been an impressive showing. I mean, it was tight early. They looked good defensively, I think, and then they capitalized on grade A looks, and then they took over the game with that. Like,
yeah.
Look at Celebrini, McDavid. Like, look at this. They're just all over the pot. It's so fun to watch. I'm
mad that the game's almost over. I feel like it just started.
And I'm a little bit nervous because I'm going on a trip like Pillzy. I'm going to be on a plane tomorrow during the game, and then I'm going to.
That's tough.
I'm a little bit nervous about how I'm going to be able to watch this. This might be it. This might be the last game.
I'm in one this weekend. I got 4 a.m. shifts Saturday, Sunday, Monday, but it worked out so that I'm off today, tomorrow, and I'll be able to indulge. I got my Friday afternoon shinny at 1:00, and the game starts at 2:10. Like
perfect.
Have an afternoon.
Yeah, this is
Czechs putting the white towel. They're just going D to D here with 2 minutes left.
As they should.
Hey, way to get Benny out for another shift. Horvat, Bennett, and Reinhart barely playing. Like
crazy. They needed a game like this. All the Four Nations ones were too close.
Maybe the Stone goal was. Well, how would you power rank the goals in this game?
Horvat won for sure.
I don't know, man. That pass by Marner to go to Stone was pretty filthy.
I guess, and honestly, the power play goal was nasty as well.
But that's one where it's like it's nasty for puck knowers. But if you're just watching, like, well, that looked really easy.
Yeah, nasty for puck knowers. That's true. I still think Horvat. I like that speed. A play like that with that speed, and it's him in that limited minutes. I think it's Horvat for me. Then I'd probably go the Marner one to Stone, and then the power play goal. But even Celebrini's, that was a nice tip. Like all the goals have been pretty nice.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And you know what? The Celebrini one, which 20 seconds here is probably going to hold up, but we'll see.
Don't say it.
Oh my God, you got to be kidding me. Oh.
That would have been your fault.
I know. I'm a believer in it, man. I'm a believer in jinxing that.
Too.
I'll say it here at the end. We'll do a little wrap up when it finishes. There we go. Jordan Binnington.
26 save shutout.
That's crazy. What a story. But I was going to say, like, Celebrini scoring right at the end of the first, going in with a 1-0 lead versus 0-0 is a big deal. Big difference.
Huge.
Perfect game, Ross?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Like, you talk about every storyline coming in. All four lines get a goal. All four lines play well, look good. They don't jumble anything up. Jordan Binnington, shutout. And you're off to the races here.
You get a power play goal. You get one PK to get the wheels turning and at least practice that.
Yep. Big hits. Your star players all get on the scoreboard in significant ways. Like this wasn't like a Sam Bennett and Bo Horvat score 3 goals, like this is the big boys.
Yeah.
That might have been a perfect hockey game.
Yeah. And like that's what we're used to seeing from Team Canada.
We are. I think it's just it's so shocking to see it. Well, we're not used to it for Canada because they haven't been at the Olympics in so long. So we're used to World Juniors.
If you go back to that Olympics, what was the fun? Like Carey Price let in goals in that tournament.
He didn't let in a goal in the semis and the finals. He was perfect. He was unreal. But Jordan Binnington,
how did Lundqvist was on the tournament all-star team instead of Price?
Maybe play more games.
Price won best goaltender in the tournament. That doesn't really make sense.
It's weird. I was actually looking up MVPs. MVPs have been weird.
Win MVP.
I don't know, because Finland won bronze and he had a lot of points.
Didn't he? He had 4 goals, 6 points in 6 games.
Like, depending on the tournament goes, if Canada walks their way to the final, if every game's like this, I don't know who you name MVP.
You know that Canada's leading goal scorer in 2014 was Drew Doughty?
Yeah, and Shea Weber was right up there with points too. They didn't score a lot of goals, man. Crosby had like 3 points. Goals. Crosby had 3 points, I think.
Yeah, I think it was his only goal in the gold medal game.
I think so. Because I remember a storyline being like Crosby can't score, Crosby's not scoring, and then he scores that big goal in the final.
Okay.
But look at him. I mean, doesn't have a goal, but 2 apples on the board. I actually think that was a perfect hockey game. Best way to put it. Good for us. Shot of maple syrup to finish the day.
Yeah, that was great. Shout out to everyone for joining the stream. Really appreciate
everyone.
That.
Yeah,
we had some fun. Boom, boom.
Actually got a good dent in this.
It's so delicious.
It's great. I can't remember the last time I had syrup. Maple. They're hanging around the bench. Is there a player of the game?
Every Sunday morning, we try to do a pancake breakfast here at the home.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is there a player of the game thing or no?
I don't know. My Sportsnet stream's just saying the broadcast has ended.
I'm watching Cooper talk to the boys here. This is weird. I don't know what's going on. He's got them huddled on the bench like it's a timeout. Game's over.
Well, I think they do like the handshake and everything.
But he's telling them something. I don't know what's going on. It looks like a kind of an intense conversation.
Hey, maybe they're staying out for practice.
What is this? Dom Nicoletta, Sens trainer.
Yep.
Behind the bench there.
Man.
All right, there they go.
All right. Canada wins. Time for me to go to record the intro and the ads here for LOSP. Yep. We'll get an interview with with Graham Creech coming up later today. Jack, that was awesome, man. Any final thoughts?
Fun time. Appreciate everyone stopping by wherever you are today. Obviously, the streams are a lot of fun. Awesome doing Olympic hockey, and I hope everyone enjoys the rest of the tournament.
Cannot wait. We're gonna we'll see what we can do later on, maybe in the medal round for another stream. But I mean, all roads lead to 2 weeks from today. Senators, Red Wings. It's gonna be insane if they can get a win there and then go into Toronto on a Saturday night. It's gonna be a big 2 games. Let's put it that way. Binnington shutout. The big boys come through. They're physical. They beat the wheels off the Czechia. And hey, credit to Czechia. I still think that they have a chance to medal, maybe a bronze. Dostal was great. Good first test. Canada's got Switzerland tomorrow, 3:10 Eastern, and follow along on Twitter at Send Central. That's Jack Richardson. Go throw him a follow as well. I'm Ross Levitan, and this has been a bonus live stream Canada Czechia at the 2026 Olympic Winter Games.